never die. Video games, movies, sports on the line. Your favorites carved in stone divine. It's all about your top four, nothing more. Rushmore show kicking down the door. Ranking the icons, the greats we adore. It's all about your top four, nothing more.
It's the Rushmore show where it's like your top four and nothing more. I thought you were going to do it.
So, I didn't know who was doing it. We never talk about it.
I was too busy looking at my phone. So, welcome to the Rushmore show. It's all about your top four and nothing more. Hey, Dusty. Dusty is coming on the show, man. And we have a bunch of people in the chat. And most of them are my family and friends. And so, hello, everybody. And if you're new here, welcome and say hello while you join in. Today's going to be a great show. We are about midway in movies and TV. Andy, how you feel about it's going?
It's crazy when we get into these things. We're thinking 2 months, and then it's like we blink and we're about halfway through, and then we're on the last one, and you're like, what is happening? These things go by so fast. But man, it's so much fun. I love nerding out about things, and tonight is going to be a nerding out one too.
Yeah,
so
definitely a nerd out tonight. 5 folks in the chat say hello. Hit the like button while we get going. We have all the socials at the bottom, so if you want to find any way of contacting us, getting with us, we're not a Christian podcast, but we're not a Christian podcast. If you have any prayer request or anything that you want to chat about faith, fandom, jump in to those things down below, and we will chat it up. So, Dusty, welcome to the show, man. Dusty is going to be on the show. He jumped in with some of our buds, and, man, it's going to be a great time. And, Dusty, remind me in the chat, what did we pick for your topic? I think you're moving on with, dude, you jumped in with, I don't remember. There's so many. We're already planned out, Andy, to September. And so I forget who's what. Looking forward to it. Absolutely. So, man, we have a great guest today. He's a newbie. He'll be for training montage, jumping in with Iowa Retro Gaming Dad, which, a little controversy around him. But we love old Zach Schnack Attack. Yeah, whatever. Zach's in the house. He'll be hanging out with us with his very monotone, crazy voice. But, he'll be here. And training montages is going to be what we're going down. 7 people in the chat say hello. Who's out there? To the extreme. We are doing extreme sports movies today. Andy, do you like extreme sports?
I do. I actually do. I was, if you're a 2000s kid and you don't love the X Games, I mean, you didn't grow up in the 90s, 2000s.
Now, I think some of the luster has come away from the X Games just a little bit recently.
Right. No, for sure. I'm just thinking nostalgia-wise. I mean, watching Bob Burnquist and Travis Pastrana and all of these. I mean, that was just a great time.
Right about the time the
Tony Hawk
for motocross was starting, like when they were getting really big into that. When that was happening, I wanted nothing more to figure out a way to get to California for the X Games, like early 2000, mid 2000, just fun times, man.
Listen, playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater and Underground, playing Jeremy McGrath's Supercross 2000, Excite Bike 64. I mean, how do you not
skate or die today?
Skate or die. There you go. That's fun too. Yeah. So great stuff.
Yeah. So Tony Hawk, that's a good pull, man. Tony Hawk is to many the GOAT, but there are some guys out there that, and Andy, I think you'll probably touch base a little bit on your skating side, because you're from California, your dad's from California, and so there are you have some connections with some of that. There he is. Hey, how'd it go yesterday for those guys, and the day before?
So tonight's going to be a good conversation. It's going to be a lot of fun talk.
Sweep! Get the brooms out. Yeah. yeah, so 7:20. I love that. I love that. It's time to get extreme with the fellas. Poetically Christian Gamer PCG is in the house. 11 folks in the house. 11 people. Go like it. Go like the post. Let's see where we're at right now. Oh yeah, we're there. We're cruising. We're cruising. So Andy, some of the things that we got going on. Oh, there he is. There he is. Sean's in the house. I know Sean is an extreme games guy. Mr. Cleese in the house. Mr. Cleese is a great video game channel. Real Life Perspective is a great card ripping and nostalgia retro stuff channel. PCG is a great video game channel. Dusty Flotilla is not a great channel. It's just a something. I'm just kidding. He's another great video game channel on the up and up. Go follow all these guys. You guys all have wrenches. Drop your channels in the chat. Drop it in the chat right now. Hit the like button and let's get this party started. So Andy, we got a lot of things going on coming up. And we're finishing out movies and TV, and then we're jumping into nostalgia. We don't have all the topics for nostalgia yet, but we can map them out, and we're halfway through sports and booking that. So we have a great summer planned. I was just thinking this. We're going to summer camp, Andy. You're going twice. You're the Green Gators, right? Green Gators.
Chomp, chomp, baby. Chomp, chomp.
I love that summer shirt. That is fantastic. And you guys are going, but we'll be going. So I guess you're going to have to miss, and then we'll have to like pre-record for at least one of them, huh?
Yeah, we'll have to figure something out. We'll have to figure something out.
I forgot all about that jazz, but we'll figure that out. There it is. Dusty's in the house dropping his chat. Go. You guys look good. Oh, thank you. You look good. You play good.
You play good.
No. You look good. You feel good. You feel good. You play good.
Prime time.
Prime time. All right. Well, let's do this thing.
Let's do it.
Let's get into this show. We're talking about extreme sports movies. Too much chatting with the chatty chat. Do y'all hang around? Drop your favorite extreme sports movie in the chat. If you don't know what an extreme sport is, we'll explain it in a second. But
join the club if you don't know what an extreme sport is.
Let's get him out here. Let's get our friend out. Let's go. Well, Andy, you know how I do it, man. When I am bored and I'm sitting at home and I have nothing to do once my kids and all go to bed, I mean, we are busy. I love to just veg out on the recliner, watching TV, throwing on the YouTube and going to see who's live, going to see who's out there and just meeting new people in the community. So many people do so many different things, creation. And I found this guy through, if I remember correctly, I found him through Square Pegs Discord. And so on Square Pegs Discord, you can share to like self-promo, which I self-promo in a couple people's Discords every week when they have that little section. You have, matter of fact, if you want to go to my Discord, if you jump into ours and you're not a troll and I don't escort you out, you can drop your stuff in and self-promo in ours every week if you'd like. There's a self-promo spot. But I go into the self-promo spots, and Waves and Games was in there and just started following and checking him out. And he's checking us out and going back and forth. And I don't remember what happened. He showed up in the chat, and I said, hey, man, you want to come on board and check it out? So I've been following Peter over there for a minute, and they just have a bunch of games. The latest thing I saw them doing, they were doing like a contest over there. They're playing a couple different contests. The last one, I think, was Castlevania's Don't Get It, the Strong Whip or whatever. But he's done a couple different challenges, loves retro games, just a really cool dude. Let's welcome to the show, Waves and Games, our friend, Peter Griffin. Come on there.
It's me.
Hey,
What is up?
What's up,
Hey,
guys?
so Peter, tell the channel, and all 13 of them, Oh, Hunter is in the house. First-time listener, first-time commenter, top extreme sports. Listen, hey.
Hunter's my little brother.
must be
So,
Peter's
what's up,
friend.
Hunter?
He's like, Peter. Hey, guess what? Hunter, welcome to the show. Peter, before you say anything, let me just welcome Hunter the right way, the way we like to do it. We call our new friends the Summit Squad, Hunter. here you go, man. Welcome to the show. If this is your first time being here or your last, as you've heard this before, listen, we rank your top 4. We have a new topic every week. We do video games, music, movies and TV, nostalgia, sports, and food. We do each one for 2 months. After 2 months, we move to the next one. We always have guests. If you want to be a guest, hit us up on the Instagram DMs or whatever you want to do. You want to come and join us. And if we can figure out the way that works, and you guys pick the topic. And since we're talking about you guys picking the topic, today's topic was picked by our friend Peter. And so, look, as we walk this thing through, give us your top 4 extreme sports movies as we go. I see some already in the chat. Rollerball, 1975. I literally watched this today, Dusty. There is a spot in there where I was like, whoa, I forgot this was even in here. Yeah, and it brought me back to military days. But if you know the spot that I'm talking about, but hey, man, Hunter, thank you for being here. And I'll throw you a wrench here in a second. Peter, tell us all about your channel, about why you're a creator, what you do, and it's your floor, man.
Awesome. Thank you for the floor. It's all mine. I'm the only one on the screen. That's crazy. So Waves and Games is a channel that I originally started to talk about sound and music in video games. And the idea was that the waves were sound waves, but also I grew up in Southern California. And so I have a strong connection to the ocean. And so I was going to have some kind of combo with oceans and sound waves and all this stuff. And then I never did anything with it. I just made the channel. And the first things I started doing were animating other people's stories. I thought that would be a really cool thing. It turned out that took a lot of time to do. So I stopped that. And then I went into like the standard retro game content, like a pickup video, or like I got this in the mail, or community videos where people would, call you out and say, what's your favorite video games based off of the letters in your first name, stuff like that. And I did that for a little while and never been really consistent. And then I had 2 girls. Now I'm a dad of 2. And one day I was thinking, these videos are going to live on forever. And when my girls are like 30, are they going to want to go back and see dad talk about how his friend sent him a video game? Or are they going to want to see me talk about things that are a little more, have more substance to them? And so I started thinking more about videos that I thought would be intriguing to think about, like video game music where the songs sound similar to popular music. There's a video on my channel. Recently, I did one called 37 Life Lessons I Learned from Video Games, and that was because I just turned 37. And so I figured, why not? Let's get this. Let's make a list. And so, my goal of my channel at this point is to be an uplifting beacon in the community, and to spread positivity. Everything that I talk about is positive. I don't try to cut down anyone or anything. And I want my videos to be something that like I said, in 25 years when my girls are older, they'll say, oh yeah, my dad made this video one time. It was pretty cool. You want to check it out, talking to their kids or something. And so outside of that, I have started doing community challenges as well. And those are mostly to get me off my butt and to make videos. So at the beginning of each month, I put out a challenge. The one for May was, like you said, Castlevania, but it's not just no power-ups on the whip. It was no items, no sub weapons as well. And it was a no death run. It was, I thought about what it would be at about 1 o'clock in the morning. And I said, you know what? Let's just do this. And I made the video and I put it out, and immediately everyone started messaging me, all my friends. They said, what are you thinking? You are insane. This is not possible. And so when that video, the results video will come out here shortly, and you guys can see how well everyone did. And before that, we did Wave Race 64, and before that, Donkey Kong Country. And so it's just a fun way to get people together to have fun, even if the challenges are ridiculous. But again, based solely on having fun with friends and being a positive influence in the community. And that's kind of where my channel sits right now and my goals with the channel.
I love that. Hey, let me say something real quick because I noticed this. A lot of similarities here. We didn't plan this. We both wore a red shirt and a flat bill hat, glasses, beard, girl dad, Southern California,
Yep.
musician. There's a lot of things happening here. I think we've got that same.
Did we just?
Did we just become best friends? No, man, that's exciting. I feel the same way, man. So I have the other channel, The Girl Dad, and we haven't put a video out in a hot minute because all of our videos wound up being like food challenges we did, and I have a different diet now, so it's kind of hard to be like ranking all the donuts in Slidell, so it's kind of hard to do that now.
Yeah.
But I love that kind of stuff too, man. So that's really exciting. That's awesome, man. So yeah, this is going to be a fun night. I'm very excited for you to be on here. Let me ask you a question real quick.
Let me shout out some people in the
Yeah,
chat
go ahead.
real quick before they head out. And hopefully, Kenneth, you're still hanging around. Bud Files, you're still hanging around. I didn't get a chance to say hello. Mysticles, if you're still out there, thanks for being here. Dusty says, Point Break, skydiving. Hunter, first time listener. We already passed all that. Here we go. Kenneth said hello. Hello, Kenneth. What's the frequency, Kenneth? Religious Fanboy is in the house. Religious Fanboy's got some really awesome short devotions on the channel. Go check that out. Here's a good one. Point Break, Limited Cube, Brad, Days of Thunder, Benji's, Cool Runnings, Prayer of the Roller Boys, and Chasing Mavericks.
Wait, Benji, like the
How
dog
did
movie?
you know? Musician. Girl dads are awesome. I'm also a girl dad, but I'm also a guy dad. I got 4 kids, 2 and 2. And my girls are awesome. Alpha Nerd in the house. Alpha
Ooh, I
Nerd,
know him.
bring him out. So welcome to the show, Alpha Nerd. Thanks for being here. And Solar Babies. Okay. So Alpha Nerd, thank you for being here. And we call it the Summit Squad. So take a little journey with us, and if you hang around long enough, I'll throw you a wrench, man.
Yeah. So I was just going to say, as we start getting into our list tonight, I have a feeling that the connection with extreme sports is kind of like you alluded to, the ocean and surfing and Southern California. But what draws you? What made you decide? Because again, like Kirk said, we let our guests pick the topic within the kind of main big topic we're talking about, and you picked extreme sports movies. So what brought you to that as your pick for tonight?
So the reason I picked extreme sports movies is because no one talks about them, right?
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
always like we talk about Field of Dreams and we talk about
Mm.
Brian's song for football movies. We talk about Rudy. We talk about there's lots of Miracle for like hockey. We talk about these other sports films, and no one really talks about extreme sports films.
Well, honestly, if I could break in, let me just
Yeah.
say, if you like sports movies, we've done baseball movies, we've done basketball movies, we've done football movies, we've done football, fake football characters, right? So like make a football team. We've done all movies, not the big 4. So any sports, not the big 4, or big 3, sorry, because we hadn't done hockey yet. So hockey and fighting and all that, we've done one of those. And then, so this is another sports movie, but this is on a little off the beaten path a little bit, and I like it.
Yeah.
I like it quite a bit. Hey, good evening, gentlemen. Wanted to pop in and say hello. There's Isaac. Isaac, I hope everything's going okay, man. I know you can't be on the show with us. Fox and Javier are jumping in, and we're still trying to pick a topic. But that's okay. Can we count Surfs Up? Dude,
It's your
we'll talk
criteria.
about criteria in a second.
Yeah.
So, Peter, this is how we do it. And Hunter, you'll see what we're talking about right now since you're new to the channel. Alpha Nerd, new to the channel. Thanks for being here. Everybody, go hit the like button while I'm chatting and get ready. This is what happens. We're gonna go 4-3 break 2-1, and then we're gonna give some Benjamins, which we call which are the honorable mentions later. Dodgeball, absolutely. Let's talk about it. So here's the deal. we make our own criteria because what we imagine the Rushmore. So if you watch sports, we like sports here. Not everybody that comes to our channel loves sports, but we love sports. And if you look at ESPN or any of the, the Dan Patrick show or the, McAfee show or whatever you're watching, every once in a while they'll throw in, what's your Rushmore of basketball players? What's your Rushmore of baseball players? And what we've learned is there's a staple of a type of person or a type of something that people will always gravitate to. And my favorite one is because it's out there. The most talked Rushmore to me in sports is either basketball, the best player ever, or the quarterback, right? Who's the best quarterback ever? So I always kind of just float to the quarterback because this one's easy to talk about for everybody to understand. When you talk about a Rushmore, many people out in the world is going to put Tom Brady on their Rushmore. Now, we're not talking about the GOAT. We're not talking who has the most rings. We're not talking about any of that. We're talking about your favorite. So if you are from New York, you're not putting Tom Brady on your Rushmore. We're from New Orleans. Neither one of us love Tom Brady. He will never make my mount. I mean, I acknowledge he's a great player, but he would never make my Rushmore. So my Rushmore is my 4 favorites. And the reason it becomes your favorite is a couple things, Peter. Maybe your age. You grew up in Southern California, where you're from.
Mhm.
Your maybe what your dad or your mom or your grandpa watched while you were over at their house. Maybe what your neighbor or your best friend down the street did. There are so many nostalgic and iconic things that happen of why these become your favorite. So before we start, everybody here, when we go through and give our first pick, we're going to say our criteria. Basically, why we picked these 4. And so you have the floor now, Peter. You're going to just say, why did you pick these four picks without giving any picks away? And then you're going to give your number 4.
So for my criteria, basically every film that I picked for the top 4 are ones that I want to say they're just really nostalgic for me.
Yes.
There was the requirement that it had to focus mainly on the extreme sport that was happening outside of the story. So it couldn't just be, in one scene, this guy did a kickflip in the background, right? That technically counts as there's an extreme sport happening, but that's not what my criteria was. And so each one of these 4 films that I picked, I have watched over 20 times each, no joke. So that was my criteria. Have I watched it a bunch of times, and does it mainly focus on the extreme sports?
Yeah.
So if you've been around us long enough, movies, a great part of criteria is rewatchability. So we love that. Rewatchability is usually it. Our 2 favorite words, nostalgic and iconic, usually makes it rewatchable. All right. So number 4, we've ranked the mountain, the guys on the mountain, right? And number 4 to us is Roosevelt, and we call him Rosie. So who is your Rosie? Tell us your number 4 on the mountain. Now look, this is the hardest one usually because you're drawing the line in the sand. Nobody else can make it. Usually your number 1, even your number 2. Number 4, you're kind of bouncing things on and off the mountain, on and off, on and off. So you're laying the groundwork of the journey. What's your number 4?
So my number 4 is a movie called Extreme Ops. And I meant to tell you guys something else about it first, but I was so excited to talk about the movie. Which, if you've never seen it, it is about a film crew who's making an extreme sports commercial for a video camera. So it includes kayaking, skiing, snowboarding, I believe skydiving at one point. There's a lot of just movement with the camera, but they go to this mountain to film a skiing and snowboard part of the commercial, and the resort that they booked turns out is actually under construction, and also it's the hideout of a terrorist organization. And so the main part is the snowboarding and the skiing, but they also end up fighting terrorists at the same time. So it's really really cheesy, but that's what I love about it, is just how ridiculous it is. And I believe it came out in 2001, 2002.
too.
and it just feels like that era when you watch it.
I've never seen this movie, and I know Kirk's about to pull up the Rotten Tomatoes. This may be a new record low
Oh, it's gonna be
for
low.
ratings on the movie.
I should say that all four of mine, well, maybe one might have a good Rotten Tomatoes, but they are not going to be.
All right,
No,
so-
I love those. But see, one thing I'll say, Kirk, go ahead.
We follow some friends, and over there, we're not going to talk about them tonight. We're not going to talk about them tonight, probably, because tomorrow we're actually on we're guesting on a show, and we'll probably highlight them tonight. But there's another guy that we follow over there, Geek Devotions. Geek Devotions does another show. It's called The Bottom Shelf. The Bottom Shelf is just bad movies, and this probably would qualify. Now, I just had like this rush of memories once I saw the poster. Right, I pulled it up and I was like, "Oh my, this." I know this so much. And then I kind of flipped through and I saw the main actor and I was like, bro, that guy is so late 90s, early 2000 guy.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I don't even know his name.
Are you talking about Devon Sawa or?
Yes, Devon Sawa. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. He is so yeah.
He's in
And
Casper. He's in was it Wild America?
then he's got Bridget Wilson. I had like a huge crush on her.
Oh yeah,
She was from
Veronica Vaughn.
Last
That's
Action
Veronica Vaughn.
Yeah, Veronica
You know what I
Vaughn.
mean?
But look, so let's go through it. 2002 PG-13 action thriller, fits the bill by far. Extreme Ops, it's got a whole bunch of them. Runtime hour and 33 minutes. IMDb 4.4 out of 10. TV Guide gives it a 17%. And Rotten Tomatoes, drum roll, 7. Not 6-minute abs, 7%.
Let me say this though. 7%, just to clarify, is critics score. So I always like to go popcorn meter because that's the audience. But popcorn meters at 28. I mean, it's still very low. Like they're usually way more generous on the, because cult classics and, we're not looking at it from a necessarily a critical, like, is it just nostalgic? Is it whatever? It's still only a 28. So this is, I have not seen this one, but it definitely looks like what's funny to me is I even go for, Rotten Tomatoes is my go-to for all things movies. But you scroll down and it's like more like this, like, hey, you would also like Mission Impossible. How was that? That's a jump. 007 Die Another Day. I mean, like, what are we talking about here? This is seems like we're
they had
here,
the surfing scene in it, right? Where he had the ice. Is it the ice castle one where it melts and they surf the?
Yeah.
Ice? So that totally makes sense. It's linked.
I guess I could see the connection there, but
I love this guy Rufus Sewell. He was in 11th Hour. That was a great show.
Oh, and A Knight's Tale too.
This is just like it's one of those core memories that would just unlock. I feel like I watched this, probably my early 20s, late night HBO night. And it came on just a burner of a couple hours of nothing, just sitting there watching. Man, great pick, great start. This is the epitome of a Rushmore. Yeah, absolutely. I love that start. Andy, you're up, man. You're up. What's your criteria tonight?
All right, so criteria. I'm not gonna differ much from what Peter said. Nostalgia has to be a part of it. Rewatchability has to be a part of it. These are movies that I really like. Maybe some movies I've mentioned before in different topics or different, maybe just in passing and stuff. These are certainly movies that I've talked about before. And in all honesty, some of them are really cheap. Sorry if you hear my daughter; she's freaking out. It's bedtime right now, so that's coming. Sounds like there's an extreme sport going on in here, but yeah. So I'm not going to venture too far away, really, from what Peter was saying. Not Crushmore, because I had not seen that movie. But as far as like this movie is a quintessential early 2000s movie. Now there's a lot. This is a comedy, okay, but the amount of cameos and the cast that's in this movie is just amazing. 2003, August 22nd, 2003, this comes out, hour 45. It is a comedy based on the skateboarding world. I'm going with none other than Grind for my Rosie. Grind was one of those kind of raunchy teen comedy movies of the early 2000s. Fits in that, in a sense, Van Wilder type but maybe not as, but still kind of in that realm. If you like that type of movie, you like these movies. Adam Brody, Mike Vogel, Joey Kern, but then you got some of these guys that are in there, and Vince Viloof or whatever. That guy was like in early 2000s movies. If you look up the cast, but Bam Margera, Tom Green, Preston Lacey. You got all these skaters that Bucky Lasik was in this one.
Bucky Lasik.
Brian Posehn was in this one, which is one of those guys that's in this.
Hey, Randy Quaid was in there.
What was that?
Randy Quaid
was, yeah. Christopher McDonald was in this. Like, I mean, there's
That's a class.
Bobcat, yeah. So, but this movie it's one of those ones that, now I've got a good friend, Justin Toops. Sometimes he'll hop in the chat and stuff. Justin and I probably watched Grind about 50 times over one summer. It was just one of those movies that was constantly being watched. There's not a lot of substance to it. In fact, again, going to Rotten Tomatoes, 8%. So, I mean, I'm just edging you out here, Peter, for this one. But I will say, 8% critic, 79% audience, which lets you know cult classic right there. If there's that big of a discrepancy,
that's a big gap.
The people love it, the critics don't.
Here's a great list: Johnny Tsunami, Point Break, Cannonball Run, and Cool Runnings. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you why I eliminated a couple of those here in a minute.
I'm starting my list with Grind.
So I'll just share this. It doesn't happen very often. When I was digging, I found this movie and I was like, I've never seen that one. And I remember the yellow sign, right? Kind of their kind of thing. But I was like, yeah, I've never seen it. Another guy that's in there is the guy from Revenge of the Nerds, the guy that was in Bloodsport, Gibb. He was in there. But yeah, this looks like a fun old school early 2000s, man. This and Extreme Ops was like combating each other.
Right there, yeah.
Well, like I said in the beginning, man, early 2000s was the era of
B2 in the
extreme
house.
sports.
B2. So Hunter says, Grind is so good, Peter uses skate better when he's doing really bad in games.
So in my streams, so I stream every Monday night. I forgot to mention that. Monday nights, 9:30 Central, I do stream games. And it's hashtag skate better. It's actually not from Grind, Hunter. That is from another film, which will maybe show up in my Rushmore. We'll see, man.
Ooh, okay. All right.
But don't tell us what movie it is, Hunter. I want you to hear me right now, little brother.
Yeah, don't cheat.
I
Don't
love
give
you.
it away.
Don't give it away.
Don't know if this would count like Gladiator. See, I'm going to show you why that's not in here, because if one of my movies could be in there that I wanted to be in, I was going to put something like Gladiator. So yeah, I'm going to tell you why Gladiator is not mine. I haven't seen Grind. Andy, have you seen Grind? I mean, I'm sorry, Peter, you seen Grind?
Yes, I've seen it.
Oh yeah, I've seen Grind. Like Andy said, it's an early 2000s skateboarding movie, so it's kind of just it's part of the zeitgeist. You kind of have to have seen it if you were skating or playing Tony Hawk back
then. That's a big creator word, the zeitgeist. Yeah, I love that word. That's
$10 word right there.
Yeah, I haven't seen this one, but hey, man, good start. Good start. I'm wondering. Hopefully, I can beat 8% today on my number 4. Because you guys are at the bottom, and mine don't do much better, guys. I'm at 32% on my opening pick. All right, so here's my criteria. Right, poetically Christian gamer, you kind of nailed it. I was looking for, and as well as Hunter. I was kind of digging through, trying to figure out what could be an extreme sport game. Well, obviously you think of X Games, so you think of skateboarding, surfing, rollerblades, scooters, those kind of whole thing, BMX, cycling, all that kind of stuff, and then a motocross. And then I was like, well, could there be anything else that would be considered extreme? So in my mind, which I kind of did it on our Instagram. I used ECW as our song because to me, wrestling's pretty extreme. And then it leaned in from there. I went, well, if wrestling's extreme, then all fighting it should probably be some kind of extreme. And then it brought me to places that I was like, oh, well, what about, because you mentioned rollerball earlier. What about movies that have games that aren't really real, right? And they're pretty extreme. So what I did tonight is, at least for my top four, I'm not doing anything that has to do with like racing, right? So like not when I say racing, out like racing cars, right? Nothing in cars, none of that jazz. So that eliminates a lot of those things. So like Days of Thunder, you mentioned in your chat, nothing that had to really like car racing. To me, that wasn't extreme enough. Like racing a BMX, that's different. Then or motocross. Then my other part was I'm not going to. I'm really not going to pick any combat sports because I feel like that's like a whole nother section. We've already, if you went to our last video, I put Karate Kid in it, I put The Wrestler in it, and I was trying to not have those movies back in, if that makes sense, right, Andy? So I was trying to like not pick anything combat. So I was trying to lean into X Games and some of those things. So yeah, Dodgeball's great. And honestly, I completely forgot about Dodgeball. See, Running Man was the one I thought about. Death Race 2000. I thought of all those. That's why I eliminated those. But anyways, so we're just going to kind of stay the path with extreme games. Now, my Rosie is the one that's going to kind of push my criteria, but I just love it. It's so nostalgic for me. Wait, we mentioned it. Rewatchability. I watched this probably 3 times last year, and it's from 1987. You don't really watch a whole lot of movies from the 80s 3 or 4 times. At least I don't. For me, its title, it's PG, 1987, action sport. That's that action sport. That's extreme sport to me. 1 hour and 33 minutes. Hey, I'm not too much higher than you guys. 32% on Rotten Tomatoes, 87% on Just Watch, 5.8. I am going with my guy, Lincoln Hawks. I'm going with over the top Sylvester Stallone. Arm wrestling, man. Just like it's not I'm bending it because it's kind of combat sports, but it is so over the top. It's so different. It's silly. It is. I wanted to put it in because I love this movie. It's so nostalgic for me. You guys have watched the movie. It's based around a arm wrestling competition, and the winner gets a 18-wheeler rig. And so, yeah, I'm going, extremely goofy movie count. That's awesome. So the one that I'm going to kind of bend, which is usually my number 4, I'm coming with one of my favorite movies, good actor, Sylvester Stallone. I'm going with Over the Top with Bull Hurley. Come on, man. I'm going with that. So that's kind of my nostalgic dodgeball, if you will, which I love dodgeball. But I'm going over the top.
Over the Top with Sly.
That's what I was gonna say, Dusty. I was like, good thing his hat's already turned backwards for Over the Top.
Yeah. I totally blanked on picking this movie as an extreme, but I'm here for it. I just didn't like. This is not where I was thinking. So I'm. It wasn't.
It was kind of one of those last minute, like, oh, what about that? And yeah, I want to do that.
Well, I love how Kirk was like, I thought about this movie, so I eliminated it. And I thought about this movie, so I eliminated it. I just stopped thinking, and that's why I picked Over the Top.
Yeah, that's basically it. So I was like, yeah, I thought about.
Kirk's got an interesting way to put a list together. I was like,
I'm not going to do this.
I heard extreme sports, and it made me think of this, so I said no.
Yeah.
So that helped me nail out my list some, and this is the one outlier. Yeah, but I wanted it. Yeah. I just love it. Nice.
Well, if it's an outlier, now I don't know where your list is going from here, but yeah, this is good. You know, Rotten Tomatoes jumping from an 8 to a 32. I know you say it's not too far off. That's a huge jump.
That's
That's
literally 3
astronomical.
times as
But
much.
popcorn meter 50.
Yeah, so it's pretty tight. It's pretty tight. They agree, pretty well. But it's not a huge discrepancy there. So, yeah, good pick, man. This is just we talked. And Peter and I, it was like the beauty of the early 2000s movies. This movie you're picking is the beauty of the 80s. It's just
Good
it's over the top.
music,
It's a
good 80s music.
yeah.
The whole like competition. One of the ones I was thinking of was No Holds Barred, and just like that whole crazy 80s competition, right? Wizard, right? And I'm not gonna have Wizard today, but those kind of things, and this is one of them that kind of came up. But the whole point of the movie is Lincoln is trying to kind of win his son back, and his son's in this snooty kind of deal, and grandpa doesn't want him to be with the dad. That whole the outlier of it is kind of away from the competition, but the competition's kind of cool, man. I just love it. It's one of those. There is not many arm wrestling movies, if any more. I can't name one.
I don't think I've heard of any other arm wrestling movie.
So because of that, it kind of put it on the map. I remember as a kid, like when this came out, everybody was in like 6th grade, like, come on, wrestle me, let's do it. I'm going over the top. But yeah, anyway.
Here you go. According to Google, I've got 5 movies that are arm wrestling.
Really?
Over the Top, Pulling John from 2009, Golden Arm from 2020.
That sounds like a documentary.
Paradise Alley, another Sylvester Stallone. He's got 2.
Yeah, that's
Arm
what
wrestling movies? Man.
That's what it says. And then Champion.
Yep.
There you go. Sylvester Stallone
he likes to arm wrestle.
has a monopoly on arm wrestling.
So
He's
he's
got
a
2 of the
con
5.
man, a disabled war veteran, and a dim-witted other character. They all go together, and they kind of con people trying to become a professional wrestler. It's like underground stuff. Yeah, it's more underground wrestling, but yeah.
Fight Club of arm wrestling.
Yeah. Oh,
Probably
see, that
shouldn't
was
talk about
another
it.
one. Fight Club. That's pretty extreme. Yeah. Anyways.
We can't talk about it though. That's the first rule.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, talk about Fight Club. Great arm wrestling scene in The Fly. Crazy Lady B from Twitch, welcome over. Thanks for all the emojis. That's awesome. Thank you for being here, Crazy Lady. We missed you. We haven't seen you in a while, but awesome. Yeah. Okay. So that's round 1. Fight.
bing, bing, bing.
All right. So not Dusty. I just looked up and saw Dusty. Sorry, Peter. Peter,
That's
you're
okay.
up. For round 2, we call him TJ Jazzy Jeff, and that's Thomas Jefferson. What's
Just
your
for
number?
clarification.
Criteria now. You could just kind of jump
There you
one
go.
out and share it.
So for my number 3, I'm gonna give some stats for it because I did look them up real fast, and it's actually a way higher score than I thought it was. So my first one was a 7 in Rotten Tomatoes. This is a 93.
Whoa!
Wow, what a
Let's go.
jump.
So altogether 100%. You watch them and you have 100%
Yeah.
night.
Totally, you're there. You're there.
This movie is from 2004, and it is actually a documentary, but the way that the story is told is just really compelling. Also, I bought this movie in the $5 bin when I was on my honeymoon because my wife and I, we went to Target and we were just like, hey, let's grab a movie. And we did this thing where we would just put our hand in the $5 bin and fish around and not look and pull out whatever came out. And this is the movie we pulled out. And we said, you know what? That we do want to watch that. So again, this is from 2004. Has a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes, 7.8 on IMDb. Wow, I can talk. And it has a runtime of 1 hour and 45 minutes. And this is the movie Riding Giants.
Nice. Yes.
I saw.
Talk
this.
about it.
Let's talk.
So yeah, Riding Giants is the story of big wave surfing. My wife is from Santa Cruz, which is near where Mavericks is. As a huge wave surf spot off the coast of California. And the film goes through the history of, big wave surfing was a Hawaii thing only. And until these guys found the breakout in Mavericks, and for like 15 years they surfed it without anybody coming out there, not because they didn't tell anybody, but because people thought that they were crazy. Like, why would you go out? And then you have to paddle out about a half mile to get to where the waves are there. And so it tells the story of how Mavericks became this huge mecca for surfing, as well as just how the history of surfing from the Hawaiians and then through the 1950s and the 60s boom. And it is a fantastic documentary. And it's also available on YouTube for free. So if you guys are not doing anything after this, check it out.
Nice.
Also, Showed 86. What's up, dude? Good to see you.
What's up, Showed 86? Welcome to the show. And let me give this to all of our new friends that are in real quick. Just to say hello. Welcome to the Sub Squad.
It's a good song.
If you're just joining us, we're going through our extreme sports bottom shelf movies, apparently, and we just pulled another one that is big time high on the list. Hey, so what's really cool about this? I have seen parts of this because I love Stacy Peralta. Powell Peralta was when I was a kid. You know, this is even predating a lot of Tony Hawk stuff. Like it was synonymous. But Powell Peralta, if you had a Powell Peralta board, you were legit. And he was one of the Z Boys, which probably will come up tonight. So this is kind of talking about his surfing side because he was a skateboard and surfer. Yeah, man, good pull. I knew about this one. It's not on my list because I don't have a lot of nostalgia with it. I don't have a lot of iconicness with it, but it is definitely a cool movie. And if you want to learn a lot about what went down, this is one of those that you want to watch. So
yeah,
cool. I like it. I'm here for it.
Yeah, I love a good sports documentary. You know, not that this is a 30 for 30, but like you think about those types of things where it's like they could literally make a documentary about like competitive chess, and I'm like locked in. It's done well enough. I'm locked in. But this, you know, you don't have to do anything crazy because, dude, seeing those waves is just wild.
It's so crazy.
Stacy Peralta's in this one too, which is cool, and like a lot of these guys,
Kelly Slater, Mike Laird,
Kelly Slater, yeah. So a lot of
story of Mark Fu, huge surfing guys. So yeah,
PCG pod racing. It's your criteria, and
that's right.
I eliminated racing. So again, that was one of the ones I was like, oh, we could have pod racing, we could have Quidditch, we could have all kinds of stuff if you really want to do it. But I was trying to eliminate in my brain why I can't have those things. But yeah, sure. Yeah. If that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Showed coming in hot. Yeah. So good pick, man. So I love this. We're going to a great. Dylan has a good comment, Andy. Dylan says he feels, and welcome to the show, Dylan. Welcome back. I feel like my list would be just Disney original films from the 90s. And Showed saying hello. Everybody's saying hello. Dusty saying pod racing. Hunter's pod racing. And Showed's coming in with Demon the Cube. All right, so Andy, you're up, man.
Yeah, Dylan. Hey, man, I'm excited you're here. It was cool to hang out with you this weekend. Dylan came and played guitar at our youth conference.
Tell me about it. Tell me all about it.
Yeah, so we had a youth conference. We brought John Zick in, who's from Springfield, Missouri, or lives out there now. We had about 200 students there. Man, just a fantastic time. And Dylan came in and played acoustic guitar with the worship team. So, man, it was awesome. So always great to hang out with him. And Dylan came here and ate all the good food in Slidell because there's no more left. He ate it all. But no, he didn't do Smalls, but he did. I don't know. At least he didn't post it. So, but he went to a couple different places. But so I'll move to my TJ Jazzy Jeff now. I need to stop the crowd in the chat. Not stop them. I want you to keep commenting. But goodness gracious, you're giving away my picks left and right as we go through this one. This is one. The middle of my list is where I get a little controversial. But we've acknowledged the fact that what you call an extreme sport, I mean, to me, you can't tell me these sports are not extreme. right? So in that sense, and I'm gonna go for my TJ Jazzy Jeff. I'm actually going back in time a little bit from my previous pick.
Going back in time.
Not only am I going back in time, the year this movie came out was 2000, but I'm going back in time with the setting of this movie as well. This thing is an 80% on the tomato meter, 87% on the popcorn meter. I think that's extremely low. IMDb gives it an 8.5 out of 10. This movie is probably up there with the greatest films in history. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to just say one quote from this movie to give it away. Are you not entertained? I'm going Gladiator. He threw it out there. This is an extreme sport. Now, I looked it up. It's not considered an extreme sport movie because I don't know if they called this extreme sports back then, but you can't tell. I don't think there's going to be a sport we talk about today that's more extreme than gladiator fights, right? Like I like all this
I'm
stuff.
here
So
for it.
I'm going with Gladiator. I think if you're a guy, you have to love this movie. It's probably one of the greatest movies of all time in that sense. But I mean, Russell Crowe, Joaquin Phoenix, Richard Harris. I mean, all of these amazing, amazing actors, and potentially one of the coolest movies of all time. It is the ultimate guy movie. It's an ultimate extreme sport. This movie is just intensity from the beginning. PCG, you put it out there in the chat, and I was like, oh, hopefully don't mention that because, Gladiator had to be talked about today. It's lower on my list because my link and my George will make sense why, like for me personally. Oliver Reed's last movie. I have not actually gone and seen Gladiator 2. I
watched it the other night. I
was kind of excited about it, but I just never got around to it. I just think it's such a great film.
So,
but yeah.
8.5 out of 10, 80%, 8.5 out of 10 Prime Video. Number 8 most searched movie reviews, 94%. Love the acting. I'm gonna tell you right now, rated R 2000, 2 hours and 35 minutes. This, if you ask me what my favorite movie is, this is one of the couple I'll throw out there. I named my dog Maximus Decimus Meridius.
Yeah.
I love this movie. It's awesome. And to keep me in a straight line, I eliminated the fighting portion. And that's one of the reasons, was to kind of like, no, I'm not going to pull Gladiator. I'm not pulling Death Race. I'm not pulling Hunger Games. I'm not pulling, like, there were a lot of things I was like, maybe that's all extreme games. I could do that. But I'm here for it if you guys do it. I'm just trying to keep my list nice and tight.
Hot take, Dylan Thibodeau. Gladiator 2 is great for taking a nap. I've not seen it, so I don't know.
I'll say this. Gladiator 2 doesn't hold a candle, which they normally don't. You normally digress. And I
think you needed 25 years between them.
If I was to watch it as a standalone movie without having Gladiator 1, I would say it's fantastic. But it doesn't come even where close. Gladiator 1 is just.
But it's naturally going to have let's compare it.
Right, that's the point.
Even though there's 25 years between the movies, there's still going to be. Yeah, we got to measure this up to Gladiator.
Well, there's like family members and things that are happening.
Right, for sure. I'm just saying, like, the fact that it's Gladiator 2 is immediately going to be, well, how does it compare?
Yeah.
You can't escape it.
It's a good movie. It's just nowhere near Russell Crowe. Not having Russell Crowe was a big deal to me. A great Mount Rushmore would be sequels better than the original.
I like
this episode. You should be on, Hunter.
Show for that? Let's do it.
Hunter, let's get you on, man.
I love it. Let's actually, that might be a good topic for next week. Who's in the chat? Is Fox? If Fox or Javier show up, we got to ask him if that's
Equals
a good one.
Better than the. I always wanted to do tearjerker movies.
Oh, that's a good one too. All right, so
there's a lot.
I cry in movies.
Peter, what do you think of this?
Of Gladiator?
Yeah.
I have only seen it one time when I was in 8th grade.
Wow.
And I was moving from California to Oklahoma. And it was like the last night I could hang out with this girl that I liked. And she was
Uh-oh.
like, yeah, come over and we'll watch
So it was a
Gladiator.
Netflix and chill night.
Yeah.
And you didn't see it.
I did not watch much of the movie.
Oh.
I was like looking at her and I was like, dang, I'm going to miss this girl. Oh, that guy died. That's cool. But this girl.
So mixed feelings about
this is
this
not
movie.
the girl you're married to. So
Not the girl I'm married to,
That tells
no.
us how that night went.
Yeah.
That tells us how that night went. That is an awesome topic. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Hunter, I like that topic. He was IQ. Man. So, all right, great movie. I love this pick. It's on my Rushmore of movies. If we do movies, Bill Keys in the house.
I love
Right?
this. He said, "Finger red number one, finger red number one, finger red number one, finger red." That's like
Number
emojis
one.
that aren't converting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jesus.
those are emojis, not.
Bill Keys, don't worry about Nightbot. Nightbot's mean. to us.
Nightbot's mean sometimes. It's okay. He was in
Nightbot called
8th
me out last
grade.
week for doing all caps.
24.
So,
So wait. Oh, let's do the math. So you were in 8th grade in 2000?
yeah, I'm 37. I was born in 87.
Okay. So in 2000, I was in the military at that time. So Dusty, you're a little older than me. I think I would have been 22-ish, 23-ish, 22-ish. Anyway. All right. Well, my turn, huh? My turn.
Yep.
I don't even know. Actually, I do know what I picked. Just let me get my notes. So this one is another low movie. I'm bottom shelving it again. And let me tell you all about it. So when I thought of extreme sports, these next three were the first three I thought of. They were go-tos. And it was very easy for me which ones I wanted to pick. Nostalgia. 1993. So 1993, I was a sophomore. This is PG,
Nice.
just PG. That tells you all you need to know. Comedy, adventure. This feels like it should have been a Disney original. It's not. But here you go. Hour and 31, 6.3 on the IMDb, 31% on Rotten Tomatoes. Let's see what the popcorn meter. 60. That's what I'm talking about. 60% on the popcorn meter, 86% on Just Watch. I'm going with a rollerblading movie called Airborne.
Airborne.
Gosh, I love this movie. Airborne with an E at the end. And the big deal with this, it's Jack Black's in it. Seth Green's in it. Who else?
Shane McDermott.
Yes, Shane McDermott was the main character. Basically, the kid moves from Cali to, I think, Ohio. Is it Ohio? I'm trying to remember if it was Ohio. So, anyways, yeah, he goes to Cincinnati. So his parents are going to Australia. Oh, and he's going to stay with his aunt in Cincinnati. That's what it is. He didn't move there. So he's going while his parents are going to Australia for whatever. And so he's a surfer. He's an extreme games guy. He rollerblades everywhere. He doesn't fit in Cincinnati, cold weather, whatever. They all think he's a nerd. Well, and whatever. And there's this, can't remember what it's called, but like Dragon's Tail. There is this like crazy, like, I guess, slalom road thing that they're doing. And he gets challenged. Like, he gets challenged by all the bullies to kind of do this race with him. And it's all about rollerblading and skateboarding and surfing. He carries his skateboard. He has a surfboard. He wants to know how to get to the waves. But anyways, I've watched this movie so many times as a kid. It was one of those ones I had on VHS that I just played over and over again. Devil's Backbone was the name of the kind of going down the hill. But anyways, just one of those nostalgic movies for me, man. Just a fun time watching this. It was on, yeah. So I'm gonna go Airborne, 1993.
Nice.
Big budget of $2.6 million. I mean, Jack Black is in this. It's like one of Jack Black's original movies, dude.
Look at Jack Black in that movie, though. Look
Yeah,
at that. You took this from my Benjamins. This is my first Benjamin that's gone.
Oh, really? Awesome.
Yeah, it's also in my
Crazy.
Benjamins too.
Yeah. Also, Henry, welcome to the show, man. Thank you for hopping in.
Here he is.
Great pull here. He says, wasn't the aunt the lady from Ferris, Edie McClurg? Yes.
Yes,
Well,
yes,
with
yes,
your bat
yes.
back, I wouldn't trust throwing anyone. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Great pull.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Yeah.
Henry.
That's a good pull right there. Let's see, where's she at?
He has the Warner Archives DVD of it. How great of a sentence is that?
Dude,
He said, "I
that
have
is-
the Warner Archives
yeah.
DVD."
Henry,
of
yes.
Airborne.
Wait, I gotta throw some
I
wrenches
love
out.
that. I
Got
love
some
it.
new
Henry,
people.
thanks for joining
Yeah.
us. I'm assuming Henry, are you? Is he connected with you, Peter?
No, I don't know Henry.
Oh,
offhand.
Henry. Well, welcome.
You're
However you
welcome.
found us, man, I'm excited. Thank you for hopping in, man. We're talking extreme sports movies. I think Kirk's about to throw you a wrench. You're going to be a mod. We give those things out. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball, which is also a movie that may be talked about later. Who
Yeah,
knows?
could be.
Who knows?
But yeah, man, thanks for hopping in, joining the Summit Squad. We're ranking our top 4, our Mount Rushmores here. So, I love this
And-
movie.
and,
Obviously,
Henry, you were pretty close to that 1,000 mark. Everybody, go.
Oh,
over
yeah,
to
let's get him there.
Henry's channel and help him out. He's at 845. He's about to be at 846.
we
And
can maybe give you 13.
here, man.
13.
So, boom, 845. Go help him out, man. Oh, I was already subscribed. We were already subscribed to Henry.
Maybe you joined in before, man. Well, I apologize for not recognizing
So
that.
here
But,
we
I
go.
didn't see a wrench, so I wasn't sure.
The chat. You were in my subs. Well, thank you. Well, welcome to the show. So you guys both had him as a Benjamin. Wow.
Yeah,
I
gone.
thought I was pulling some deep cut right there.
It's just a deep
Right.
cut, but I do love this movie for all the reasons you said. I mean, Jack
There's
Black,
a
Seth
fun movie.
Green.
Seth Green
It's
is
perfectly
like,
90s.
I've
is his
actually
cousin,
never seen
right?
it though.
It's
I would
Seth
just
Really?
say my Benjamins as like I know it exists and I should see it, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, I probably haven't seen it since 1995, maybe. I mean, it's been.
Oh, I probably haven't seen it since 95 or 90. This is
Yeah.
so I tried watching a ton of these movies in the last 2 days. I'm out of school. And this one it wasn't even available on Roku. Like you hit search and it's nowhere. Zero places. But
I will
all the
say-
other ones, they were there and I could either watch it or I had to pay to watch it. I didn't pay to watch any of these. So
The one that you had on our not thumbnail, but our Instagram post, I think, with Mount
the only reason
Rushmore
I
on
picked
it.
that one is because it's got Mount Rushmore.
Right. But I went and YouTubed it, and the full movie's for free on there. I could get 1 minute into it and said, I hate this movie. It's so
What
bad.
movie is that?
Skateboard Kid 2.
Kid 2?
Oh, I thought that was a joke. I didn't realize that was a real title.
It's a real
Yeah.
movie, and
He's
you
like
can
skating-
YouTube it for
it's
free.
like- he's like skating over the Mount Rushmore, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta have that as the title."
It's
Mount Rushmore.
one.
I thought you
1
said that
minute.
it
I'm not
was
even
a
kidding. I
joke.
got
I
it.
honestly did not think that was a real
Oh, I'm
movie.
going to watch that right after this to get.
It
at
does
least
not
10
make
minutes.
sequels that are better than the original. I don't even know the original, but it can't be better. There's no way that if that's better, we're in for trouble. But anyway,
All right.
yeah, good pick, man. We're halfway
so-
through it.
Just let me remind everybody, we are at the halfway point. If you haven't already, go and hit the like button, and we are about to show you a couple commercials. Couple things that are coming up, really important to us. We do conventions, and we go and spend time at conventions. Both Andy and I are youth pastors by trade and teachers and coaches. We say this all the time. But one of our favorite things is a little ministry that we've got that is down there, and it's actually behind the chat, which the chat is now covering it up because the chat is now at StreamYard on the
I can take it away.
There it is. It's called Reboot. And if you know anything about being a Christian, you have to get a little bit of a restart, a rebirth, a reborn. And we call it Reboot because we're geeks and nerds. And it's called, in the little small thing there, the unconventional ministry, because we do it at conventions and it's not very conventional. So we go to these conventions. They welcome us in. Our next one, I believe, is Louisiana Retro Con. Hey, Kevin. Our next one, I think, is Louisiana Retro Con in the beginning of August. And it's a Mario theme. And I think it's 2nd and 3rd, 4th and 5th, something like that, of August. And PCG, you and my wife share a birthday and Kirk's oldest daughter. Do we share birthdays?
Well, he put up there. He said he's trying to get to 800 before his birthday on June 8th.
Oh yeah, and my oldest daughter is June 8th. Yep. And so she will be 25 this year. 25, because she's born in 2000. So, anyways, with that being said, our next one is coming up at Lamar Dixon, early August. Lamar Dixon Center in Gonzales and Louisiana RetroCon. And I'm sure we'll be preaching on something about Mario. That's probably the goal there. And if you want to see any of our other previous messages, we'd appreciate it if you go and check them out. They're on our homepage, as well as, which I need to add Waves and Games. Actually, I need to add everybody that is in this series from movies and TV. Every guest we've ever had, except maybe the last like 4 or 5, are on our homepage in the guest spot. If you want to find anybody and go and subscribe, you're welcome to go over there, subscribe them all, go find them, and support everybody that supports us. If you support us, these are all good guys, man. They're all good friends and good people. We would not send you astray. So go over there, follow that. And if you want to see any of our past messages, go and check that out. So Andy, tomorrow night, we are going to be live on one of our friends' channels. And we would love to invite everybody here tomorrow night to come. Jessica, I've been wanting to show you this, but right there is that amazing plaque you gave me. Right? Oh, it's cut off.
No, it gets cut off that way.
I've already showed her before, but I wanted to show her again. Let me show it. So Jessica is a creator at these conventions. She's at Louisiana RetroCon. Look, she gave me this. It's so amazing.
Nice.
It says, "Blessed is everyone who will eat bread in the kingdom of God." Dude, thank you so much for that. That's really cool. It stays up there in the background of the show. But
I don't eat bread right now on this side of eternity, but I'm looking forward to that bread.
Yeah. So she says she's probably going to be at that convention, or she was last time, August 2nd and 3rd. Oh, she's going to miss seeing y'all. Daughter's getting married that weekend. Hey, my daughter is getting married on 3/6/26. So March 6th, 26. That same daughter I was just talking about. So and it's going to be in Florida. So we'll be doing that in March of next year. So Andy, you're so very welcome. Oh, thank you. Andy, let's share our other friend and let's talk about what we're doing tomorrow night.
Yeah. So, hey, tomorrow night, we're going to be on our good friends from the Culture Box. There it is.
Which I watched this movie this morning, and I need to watch it again because I got totally distracted.
Yeah, it is a great movie. We're going to be on there discussing and reviewing Muppet Treasure Island. Look, I got my animal right here for that. On our good friends channel, Jacob and Drew from the Cellcast. Let's check them out.
The Cellcast hosts Jacob and Drew review animated movies and TV shows, discussing what they appreciate about the medium in whatever form it takes, whether it's a traditional hand-drawn animated movie, claymation shorts, or a 3D CGI series. Check out some animated reviews when you subscribe to The Cellcast at thecellcast.podbean.com. And don't forget, Cell is spelled with a C and a single L at thecellcast.podbean.com.
There it is.
Oh, there's Animal.
No politics.
So we're talking today. Hey, let's throw this in the chat. So we're doing Muppets, Muppet 2000, Treasure Island.
Muppet Treasure Island.
And a question came up: top 4 Muppets. Now, or Jim Henson puppets. In the chat, give me your top 4 Muppets or Jim Henson puppets if you want to. Put your top 4 in the chat because I'm sure we're going to talk about it tomorrow because it came up. So we can have some good things.
I had a controversial 4. I threw that together real quick. If I put more thought into it, I'd probably pick some more. But I stuck to just Muppets. But you can go Fraggle Rock. You can go.
Yeah.
You can go so many different places. Sesame Street. You can do a lot of different. Yeah, if you want to go deep, you can go some other ways too. But Kermit and Gonzo, great 1, 2. I love
Yeah,
that.
that's a great one too, huh? That's a great one too.
The great
Um,
guy. So.
I love what's his name? Ralph. Is it Ralph?
Ralph doesn't get a lot of love, but that's a good pick, man.
And I love Fozzie, bruh. Fozzie.
Waka waka.
Yeah, yeah. So Big Bird. Anyways, the Hecklers, Fozzie.
Oh. This movie isn't half bad. You're right. It's all bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyways, the Bear in the Big Blue House, bruh. Yeah,
Wow, good pull.
good pull.
I
Yoda.
wouldn't put him in my 4, but I love that it's there.
the Hoggle from Labyrinth, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Labyrinth. All the Labyrinth characters. Anyways, that's a good chat while y'all get chatting.
Not
One more thing
Elmo.
that we got to do. What happened? What happened?
Henry put Grover, Ernie, not Elmo. Count.
One.
Yeah.
One. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah.
All right, so
My-
let's go.
my George
Let's
is
get
easy.
started. I'm not drinking coffee tonight, but I do love coffee, Andy, and I'm out of coffee. We need to order some coffee, and we're out of coffee completely here. So I think I need to order
Woo.
some from our favorite coffee grinders. Let them know. Roasting up the stuff.
Yeah,
Sure.
man. My Village Coffee just came in today, was delivered to my house, and I had a nice cup of Brazil roast as my first one from that. I love this coffee. It's the official coffee of the Rushmore Show. If you guys love it, check it out. This is the Village Coffee.
Let's face it, at-home coffee can be pretty stale. Coffee at home doesn't have to be boring. The Village Coffee is here to deliver the flavor. The Village Coffee roasts coffee every week and sells online. Go to villagebeans.com to order your coffee today and use discount code RUSHMORE for free shipping.
There you go. Check it out, villagebeans.com. Don't
Hey,
forget
Kevin,
to
are you
use
still
that
out there? Kevin, report. Kevin, report. If you're out there, just I got a question for you. Anyways, so let's do it. Let's do it, man. Now we're at number 2. And so,
2. Yeah.
2. Mhm.
Third
Who's
pick.
your second favorite movie on this mountain?
The second, my second favorite movie that I'm gonna
Yep,
pick.
it's yours. It's your turn, Peter.
Yes,
It's Peter's turn.
we're going back down on the Rotten Tomatoes list to an 8%. Which
Okay, here we go. Back to familiar ground.
So yeah, this is a movie from 2003, and it's about these 4 friends that they're friends, but they're not friends, and then they become really good friends because it's like a coming of age story. It includes skateboarding, and then there's this guy Bam Margera that's in this movie.
Oh, no way.
It's
Wait.
Grind. It's
Peter Rushmore.
Rushmore, dude.
Of
Nice.
course. So let's hit that.
Yeah, dude. Grind is definitely my. I had a hard time if I wanted to put it first or second, because this is a movie, like you said earlier, Andy, that you can have on all the time. The substance is really not there. It's got 8% for a reason. The other day, I went on IMDb and saw it had like a 5.9, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna rate it and help get that score up a little bit higher. But even in my love for this movie, I only rated it an 8 out of 10. I didn't even like give it a 10 out of 10 to give it a higher score. I was like, no, let's give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
A combination score, you're barely at 110 now.
I know, it's great. But yeah, Grind. One of the things that's really good about Grind is the soundtrack.
Yes. Yeah, I didn't
because-
even say that, but yes.
Yeah, the music is a just poppy skate punk, but there's the Poison song on there as well that they ain't nothing but a good time. It's just like and then there's and the dance in the club scene. There's the your best friend Larry had a brother, or your best friend Harry had a brother Larry. In 5 days.
In 5 weeks, we're gonna marry.
Yeah. What's
the move?
What's the move? Yes. Like
You want it.
exactly. The music is great. And then
You want it.
Bobcat scene. Oh my gosh! Earlier when you guys were talking about who was in it, I was like, oh yeah, that person's in this movie too. But Bobcat Goldthwait is hilarious in this movie. He owns. Well, Kirk, have you seen it? I forgot.
I have.
You haven't. Yeah. So he owns a roadside motel that has a pool that's empty, and the guys are like, hey, we can't pay you to stay here, but we can clean your pool out. And he's like, oh yeah, I've been meaning to skim that. And it's like completely empty. There's a mattress with the dude sleeping on it. It's like it's this total trash pool. And they clean it up and they skate it, and then they get the honeymoon suite, and it's like a giant heart bed, and these 4 dudes are sharing this giant heart bed.
Yeah.
And then somebody passes gas, and they're like, oh man, that was gross. And there was like, that wasn't me. And then Bobcat is there in bed with them. And you're like, oh, what the heck was that?
Bobcat is like if anybody was typecast, right? Like he had, if you had,
There's a Rushmore of typecast actors.
ooh, I mean, like Police Academy, Shakes the Clown.
Yeah. He's like a Muppet in real life.
He's a Muppet in real life.
Yeah, he is a real life Muppet. Yeah.
Yeah, so, and then it's another movie that I've been watching. I saw it in theaters. I bought the movie the second it came out on DVD. I have watched it every year since it came out at least once. And we're 22 years into that movie being out, so I've watched it at least 22 times.
Nice.
And it's free on YouTube right now as well. So I put it on at
Dang,
work.
I gotta go do that. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, skip Skateboard Kid 2 and watch Grind.
Watch
You're
Grind,
gonna
yeah.
enjoy it a lot more.
Also,
Yeah.
I'm
gonna go hit Skateboard 2 first, and then 2 minutes later I'll start the grind.
Yeah. Well, and it has also Jennifer Morrison's in this film.
Yep.
And
Oh, I was gonna mention her. Yeah, Blue
And
Crush.
she ended up doing so much other stuff. Like she's took off in Ever After. It was not Ever After. What's the TV show?
This Is Us.
Oh, she's in This Is Us too.
Yeah, she's in This Is Us. How I Met Your Mother. I'm just pulling up her.
Once Upon a Time was the show I was thinking of. Where
Once
she's
Upon
like-
a Time. Once Upon a Time. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she took off after this, so it's kind of fun to see her in her infancy of acting, I guess.
hmm Yeah. Well, I obviously agree with this pick. Kirk's got to go watch it. Kirk,
Yeah,
I think if you were to know this movie, this would probably be in your top. This is that 2000s bro comedy kind of stuff, you know. So,
Yeah.
Um,
A lot of fart jokes.
yeah. Great stuff. And Tom Green in this movie is hilarious. A bit. I mean, he's
good.
Tom Green. You know. Did you see Jerry yesterday? He was like,
Yeah, man. Yeah, Jimmy
like a
was like
stoner skate shop
off
guy.
the hook, man.
On the hook? On the hook? Off the hook? On
Off
the
the- yeah. Yesterday he was awesome. So,
Yeah.
dude, this is Tom Green scene. Just that scene is that's the trailer you should watch. It's just that scene.
It's so good. It's so good.
I'll watch this whole movie.
Great pick. Great pick. I love it.
Yeah, I'm down with it. I'm here for it. So we should have called this bottom shelf sports games. 'Cause, dude, we have one above like 40, and it was a movie that is controversial. So
Well, time out.
oh, no, we
Riding
have two. We
Giant.
have yours too. You
Yeah.
have yours too.
I was like,
Yeah.
Riding Giant says like a 93. Or,
Yeah. So
That's the highest one today, 93, right? That's
Yeah.
that's our
Yeah,
that's our ceiling.
So I can't believe that Triple X hasn't made an appearance yet. Not necessarily. Yeah, Triple X is. I considered it. I found some Asian parkour movie and Dollar Tree forgot the title.
decent. It's a decent movie.
Oh man.
I love that.
Jessica says Snuffleupagus. Man, that's
Good pick. Good pick.
that's
I
a
do
good
love
pick.
Snuffleupagus.
That's a good pick. Hey, so Andy, you're up, man.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna keep the controversy rolling right along. No pun intended here. This movie, I'm still high in my tomato meters. 74 from the critics, 80 from the audience. 2006 was released. Is this our newest movie so far? I think I think we're finally past 2003. 2006. It's a family-friendly movie. It's rated G. right? So that should give you where we're going to go here. I'm going to go to the extreme sport of NASCAR racing. Life is a highway, baby. Give me Cars.
Oh,
This now, this is my most controversial because it's not extreme at all. But I did Google and I said,
Extremely
"Is NASCAR an extreme sport?" And what Google told me was, "Yes, it is," because of the conditions and all. It's not typically considered one. You guys can boycott it all you want, but I'm sticking with it. I'm going Cars.
I expect it.
Yeah, this is
left
this
again,
is an
man.
Andy pick. This is an Andy pick for sure. Owen Wilson, Bonnie Hunt, Paul Newman, Larry the Cable Guy, John Ratzenberger, Tony Shalhoub. I mean, we want to talk about all of these this amazing cast that's happening in this movie.
This
is in this.
Okay, so Andy wins by far with the best movies for sure.
Yeah. Cars is a great. Listen, Cars is a great series of movies. I think it's fantastic.
I think Cars 2 and 3 is wildly underrated.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's the better than the original. Maybe not.
No.
But I will tell you, and this
Even
movie is so good. This movie is so good. It made me like Rascal and Flatts.
Ka-chow!
I hate Rascal and Flatts with a burning passion, but that song, "Life Is the Highway," might be one of the ultimate bangers of all time. I don't like Rascal Flatts at all, man. I just don't get it. But that song is too good to not like this. It's a fantastic movie if you've got family kids. If you have family kids and you haven't watched Cars yet, what is wrong with you?
Right.
But you probably have seen this. Lightning McQueen. One of my favorite memes or reels that's going around right now is like shocking footage of lightning striking at a Walmart, and it's like just Walmart.
Yeah.
I love those things
Like,
because I get stuck in. I'm like, oh my god,
lightning.
lightning struck here. Like, dang it, they got me again. But yeah, Cars, got to go with it. Lightning McQueen, extreme sport. Now, there's some extreme things that happen in this movie for sure. You know, flipping cars and doing all that stuff. I could have gone another NASCAR route, and I thought about it, but I've mentioned this movie plenty
I
of times
thought for
before.
sure when you said NASCAR, you were going.
They were both in my top four, and then I said I need a little
I
diversity.
thought you were going for Mountain Dew.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, but I didn't, and I went with Cars.
So
I'm gonna stick with it.
talking about Cars, and Andy, I think you were here when I saw this. I'm pretty sure you were in my car when I saw this. Maybe not, or you were at least in town. Because I have a feeling when I came home, I was like, "Hey, I saw this today." But there's a car in Atlanta that looks like Lightning McQueen, and he drives around all the time. And this is what it looks like.
That's amazing.
That's intense.
There's a tow truck in Slidell that looks like Mater.
And
That's
but
a-
he got a cease and desist from Disney.
No way.
Yeah.
Was he making money?
I mean, he has an Instagram, like it's called McQueen Atlanta. But I mean, you can go and see his Instagram. It's pretty big. Or I don't know how big it is now, but
Big enough to get
this-
Disney's attention.
That's high praise.
Yeah, he talked about it on his Instagram about getting a cease and desist from Disney. So, anyways, yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Life is a highway.
I love that. I lean more to the '80s version. Anyways, I do like Rascal Flatts. I wouldn't say I like them, but I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I can
Nails
see why
on a
that's
chalkboard band.
huh?
It's a nails on a chalkboard band for me.
Ugh.
Outside of that one song, gimme, yeah. It's such a good song.
I know that song, and that is basically it from Rascal Flatts, I think. So
Yeah. Well, you're in a good place then.
good.
So, anyways, all right. So it's my turn.
Wait, so
My
let me
turn.
just pause for a second. I didn't get a lot of hate for this pick.
Oh
as
yeah,
far
I'm
as,
not
like,
gonna give you a lot of hate. I love this. I don't consider.
I was expecting backlash here.
Well, he
I'm
had to
gonna
turn
backlash it a little
right
bit
to go
for
left,
asking.
and that's pretty
I
extreme. So
don't consider organized racing extreme. And then when you say that, then you go, well, most of these extreme games are racing. So then I had to think about it, like, what makes that different? And it's just like, I can't give a reason why it's not extreme. So I had to make my own. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had to make my own. Like, what is an extreme game? If you type in what's an extreme game, it brings up like the big four that I mentioned earlier: skateboarding, skates, surfing, and bikes. and basically, and so if you would have tried to bring Pokemon into this thing,
Pokemon's an extreme sport, guys. It's like I brought a gladiator. What's the difference?
It's glad.
What's the difference in Gladiator and
the
Pokemon
cute
Coliseum?
factor.
but
That's the difference.
the only thing I would say is
Don't worry, I didn't bring Pokemon today.
the only
So-
thing I would say is by doing this with Gladiator and Cars, you are like really leapfrogging a whole part of what could be on your list. Is only.
But let me say this, just real quick, and then we'll get to your pick here. I like these. There's a lot of like traditional extreme sports movies that I've just not watched. I mean, in all honesty, when I was looking this up, I was like, yeah, I've heard of these, but I've just not watched them. Like and again, we may mention some later, but like a lot of these like cave diving movies or mountain, like I didn't watch them, you know? And so like I had to throw some in there, and I'm like, man, how can I bend this a little bit? And
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I knew this was
you know.
kind of what I was in for. I knew this was in for. And hopefully we don't lose anybody. 16 people in the chat. Say hello. Who's all out there? Who's all out there? Who's lurking? Just send a little thing, a little lurk. Say you're lurking.
Little lurky turkey is what we
Maybe
call
there's
them.
a troll out there lurking under the bridge. Anyways, so
Good
all right. Peter, would you give it a backlash? Cars?
I mean, there is a scene
Hey,
in the
that's
first
why
race.
he's my best friend right there.
There's the scene where the cars wreck, right? And they're like
Yeah.
flying.
yeah,
That's
that's extreme.
if you were
Yeah.
inside of a car that
Yeah.
was going 200 miles an hour and then wrecked and took off, like you're up in the air. I mean, that's a kickflip.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
good.
So
Thank you.
Kevin, over the top
Kick
was
flip
my
with cars.
Rosie. Over the top was my Rosie. But Kevin, since you're here, August 2nd and 3rd is the next convention. I want to plan to when I come in to meet up with you and kind of hang out, man. So if you're going to be in town, so what's up, Carson? Where's Carson? Who's Carson? I
What's
said
up,
Kevin.
Carson?
He's
Carson
probably
Daly?
he's using talk to text, so maybe he meant Kevin. So PCG, I think you mean Kevin, right? Maybe. Anyways, so yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. But time for my link, my missing link, and the only thing about my number 1 and 2 is which one was going to be 1 and 2. I mean, actually, number 1 is easy. Number 1 was real easy, but number 2 was even just as easy to me. It's already been mentioned in the chat, maybe twice. But let me pull up the list and tell you what it is. I had to get out to go find Atlanta's Lightning McQueen. I had it ready, but I think it is 19. We're going back in time. 1989, PG-13 action thriller, hour and 45 minutes. Watched it last night while I was going to bed. 6.3. It doesn't do well on Rotten Tomatoes. 29%. We're getting a 68% on the popcorn meter, though. That's a big jump. 82% on the Just Watch. Oh man, I'm going with. Look, you want a who's who of skateboarding? Watch this movie, Gleaming the Cube. Christian
Yes.
Slater. 100%. Watched it today. Basically, Christian Slater is finding out. He's kind of going on his own little mission to find out who killed his adopted Vietnamese brother. But let me tell you who's in this, Andy. I mean, y'all had Stacey Peralta. Let's not stop there. Stacey Peralta is in this movie, along with here's the stunt skaters: Mike McGill, Mark Gator Rogowski, Rodney Mullen, Rich Dunlap, Eric Dressen, Lance Mountain. Lance Mountain, dude, I haven't heard Lance Mountain's name in a century. Mike Valley, Chris Black, Ted Ayer, Natas, which is awesome because that's Satan backwards. Natas Koupas, Chris Bors, Steve Size, and none other than Tony Hawk and Tommy Guerrero, who were a part of Bones Brigade at the time. And don't forget this, Christian Jacobs, future lead singer of Aquabats and inventor of Yo Gabba Gabba, was also in this. It is a
Yeah,
who's
what a
who.
cast.
Yeah, it's crazy. But Christian Slater's the main guy. It's all about skateboarding, and it's kind of like a mystery, but it is so 80s, so cheesy. The music is fantastic. I love this movie. It's so much fun. It is free on Roku somewhere. I watched it last night, and Gleaming the Cube is going to
Kirk, do you
be
know about
my-
all the different titles that that movie was released under?
What's that?
Do you know all the different titles it was released under?
Oh, I don't know them off the top of my head.
So there's Gleaming the Cube, which we just talked about. There's A Brother's Justice, Skate or Die.
Oh yeah, Skate or Die. I knew that was one.
Yeah, and
Which
then
is why I put this here.
nice. And then Challenge to Win is the other one, I believe.
Challenge to Win Again was in the Philippines.
To Win Again, yeah, the Philippines version.
Wow, Challenge to Win Again. That sounds like they couldn't translate it perfectly, and it just doesn't translate.
So
well.
you opened up, or you didn't open up, but you were telling me about Grind and about Bobcat having the empty swimming pool. Gleaming the Cube, like the opening scene is Tony Hawk and the rest of the crew right there skateboarding in like a neighbor's ritzy place in California. Like they jumped in the backyard and the guy was getting his pool cleaned and he busted his head open and he's like, "Can I sue them? How can I sue them? Can they sue me? What can we do?" And it reminded me of like the old school days of skateboarding where you tried to find anywhere to do a trick, man, anywhere to hit a ramp or a half pipe. My friend across the street, so I was a terrible skateboarder. I was a BMX guy all day, every day. Terrible skateboarder. But I still did it, man. I still put the knee pads on and tried it and hurt myself. But my neighbor across the street, he had a half pipe that his dad built. But we either skateboard or rode BMX around the block for 8 hours a day from like 1984 to 1994. I mean, like a 10-year span of just neighborhood debauchery, dude. Just wherever we could go, what we could grind on, what we could ride our bike to. You know, one guy's on the front of the handlebars, one guy's on the back pegs, 2-3 skateboards. I mean, this is just so nostalgic, and everybody loved this movie, along with maybe 2 or 3 more I'll mention in my Benjamins if they don't get mentioned by you guys. So, yeah, just awesome stuff, man. Nostalgic all day.
Solid pick on Gleaming the Cube.
All right, so
Yeah.
we're to the George, man. Georgie pudding pie. And Peter, you're up.
All right. For my George Washington, for my top pick of my Mount Rushmore of extreme sports films, we're looking at 1998. This movie has no Rotten Tomato score.
Whoa. Like,
It has a popcorn score of 75%.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
The
critics
tomato,
haven't even watched it.
yeah, it was not available for critics to watch and make fun of, I guess. But this movie, it came out at a time that, yeah, like in 1998, my friends and I were out skating all the time, building ramps, jumping off curbs, whatever we could, like you were talking about, Kirk, and just hitting any spot we could. And then we came home to my friend's house one day, and this movie was on the Disney Channel. And now this may give it away by telling you that, but this is the first Disney Channel original movie I ever saw, and it lit a fire in me, man. I love this movie so much. I love it so much, like my brother said earlier, that if in my stream I'm doing poorly in a game, the chat spams hashtag skate better, because that is how the main character got better in the movie. He was doing poorly, and his little sister said, "Hey Andy, skate better." And he's like, "Skate better, skate better. It's all I have to do." And this movie, if you haven't figured out already, is Brink.
Brink!
What
Disney Channel
a
original
pick.
movie Brink.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
cannot explain the love that I have for this film. A fantastic soundtrack as well. It's got a lot of ska. There is a pivotal moment in the movie where it's very somber, and there's a song. The song's called "Apology" by Clarissa, and I've had that song on MP3 players and phones since the time that I found out what it was called. Thank you, internet, for telling me what the soundtrack was. But I have it always on with me. I put it on like my bike riding list because I ride a bike to work, and it's just like halfway through my ride, and I want something a little more chill, and bam, that song comes on, and like yes. And they play it twice in the movie, and it's really funny because it's a somber part when they play it first, and the second part is in the middle of like the final competition, and they just do a montage of all the other rollerbladers or skaters, and they play this like somber song in the middle of it, and you're just like, what's gonna happen? I don't know. If you guys have not seen Brink, unfortunately it's only available on Disney Plus right now, so if you don't have Disney Plus, you're gonna miss out. But if you do have Disney Plus, watch that. No, watch Grind. No, watch that. I don't know which one you're gonna pick first, but watch one of them tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch one of them tonight. Yeah, so I have not seen this movie, but I know
What?
Andy's gonna drop this little nugget. The Black Ranger's in this.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
is.
Walter Jones. And that's really cool. I saw this movie in my long list of, when you're trying to do some research, and I was like, nope, haven't seen that one yet. But what I knew is it was in a range of movies that I thought you guys would pick from. Because 98, I'm like, oh, I bet Andy likes this movie. I bet it's Disney. And I didn't put two and two with both of you, but I kind of had this one pegged that it would get mentioned today at one point or another. But here's a fun thing: people also watch Airborne. So
Very
that came
along
up.
the same lines. Yes.
Yeah. So there's some other movies that you might mention, but yeah, I haven't seen Brink. This main character guy looks like he basically retired after this movie.
Yeah, he didn't do much.
He didn't do much after that, but yeah, man. So he did voice acting, I guess. So,
Yeah.
anyways, Toy Story. He did some Toy Story on the Disney Channel. All right, Andy, you like Brink?
My number 5, and you took it. I was surprised it got here. Brink.
Zach, the frugal gardener, is in the house. Zach is one of my favorite, human beings, guys. If you don't know
Welcome
Zach,
back.
go follow Zach. What a great person. He has 2 channels. One where it's right here, the frugal gardener. He talks about saving money and doing amazing things with he's like a farmer. And the other one is Barry's been hanging out in the background. B2 still here. Love you, man. And the other one is like ripping cards, stuff like that. Go follow both of them. Great channels. You guys drop your channels, by the way. Hit the like button. Thanks for hanging around and being here. Brink, man, number 5. Huh?
This was my first Benjamin that was going to come off the list, so you took that one away from me
Nice.
too.
Yeah.
Disney has a good collection of extreme sports movies, like
I bet
Dylan
this is
said earlier.
Dylan's number 1.
I know this would be on Dylan's list. I mean, absolutely, without a doubt, this would be there. I think Walter Jones is like the only successful actor who came out of this movie. And
By the
successful in the
looks
sense
of
of he stumbled upon Power Rangers and became that
By
guy.
the looks of it, I
Except
literally
wasn't he
know
Power Rangers
none
before
of these
Brink?
people. Who's
Yeah, it was before. So I guess, it's not like this boosted his career. So this
Right,
was,
he was on the other end.
he was
of
the A-list guy. They're like, we got to get the Black Ranger in this movie. Nobody else really did anything, at least from what I can tell here. So
I think Sam Horgan, the guy who plays Val, I think he did a lot of horror movies later on. He's in some stuff.
Yeah, just a fantastic movie. I love this. This is when I was talking to my wife earlier about extreme sports movies. She said Brink and Nothing Else Matters. She's a 90s 2000s Disney person too. So I will say this, not necessarily the conversation we're going here, but Disney Channel or Disney ran the game on made-for-TV movies,
Mm-hmm.
and still, I think to an extent does, as far as because like my kids are watching like made-for-TV Disney movies and stuff that are coming out. Nick was always my favorite go-to for like cartoons. I didn't love Disney's like cartoons necessarily that they were putting out, but they knew exactly what they were doing when it came to this movie and several others that
Here's a fun
Halloween movies that were out. Now I know that's not what we're going to
Right.
talk about, but Hocus
Like
Pocus,
Can of Worms.
Halloween
and-
Town, Can of Worms, like all of
Here-
those things that were.
Here's a fun fact. This movie released on my 20th birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy-
Birthday to me with Brink. That'd been awesome. Yeah.
You should watch Brink every
hey,
year
man.
to celebrate.
Hey, PCG, thanks for announcing. Oh, and I saw you were.
Oh, Kirk, you're muted.
Kirk is muted.
He muted himself.
He's lost for words.
He's so mad about what he's saying.
I
He's being
thought I
censored.
unmuted myself, and I must have muted myself back. My dog was barking, so I was trying to be cool. Hey, so Poetically Christian Gamer, thanks for sharing all that. Everybody go follow him too. And I saw that you were talking to Carson. Carson is my daughter, by the way, and she was in the chat before the show started. So yeah, cool. Great, good pick. Nice. So Andy, number one,
Numero uno. It
Do
was there.
Mr. Washington.
This is my highest rated, 92% tomato meter, actually 88% audience. So essentially even there when it comes to Rotten Tomatoes. Released in 2002, April 26th. It's a documentary. It was no doubt this was going to be on the list. This is my number one obscure sports movies. It's also going to be my number one extreme sport movie, Dogtown and Z-Boys. This
man.
movie, this is one of the most perfect, and there's a couple reasons that I'll explain it here. One of the most perfect documentaries that's out there. It talks about the whole Stacy Peralta, Tony Hawk,
Alva.
Bob Biniak. I mean, just a lot of these guys in that realm of things. Jay Adams, kind of the whole early Southern California skateboarding scene, how it kind of came from the surfing place, and it moved on to concrete and became surf or skateboarding. This has got to be my George. It's my number one for all of the reasons that I love a great documentary and it's just well put together. But also on top of that, my dad was a skateboarder in not necessarily part of dog, but all in that same scene, right? So he's told me stories forever about going to this, knowing Stacy Peralta, knowing these guys, connecting with them, skating with them. He always talks about how they would go to the skate parks or they'd go skate at somebody's pool and Tony Hawk would show up and they're like, this dude's a little punk. But they were all just jealous because he was like skating circles around him at like 8 or whatever. My dad's in, skateboarding magazine, which I don't have those. My aunt has them and she's in like Arizona or something. I need to get at least a copy of that. But my dad's in like old California skating magazines, like with some of these guys and stuff. But so there's a lot of that nostalgia that ties into it for me. Growing up, then loving the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater games. When they did the Underground, they started adding in guys like Stacy Peralta and some of these old school dudes that would it was really cool to see some of that too. It's really cool to see the how this became such a big thing, right? And like the very early days of it. And in this documentary, you see a lot of like the very early days of skating competitions and how then it moved from just like skating like on flat ground and doing all this stuff to like the half pipe and the pool and like getting air, right? Like how that was just this totally new, innovative way to do these things. But yeah, so Dogtown and Z-Boys, again, music too from this is just, all kind of punk stuff from that time too. So I love documentaries, especially sports documentaries. And this is the one that's up there. I got to go Dogtown and Z-Boys. Kirk, I had a feeling you knew that you had this pin for my one. I've talked about it plenty of times before, but yeah, Dogtown and Z-Boys. That's where I'm going.
Yeah, this is kind of your dad connection, which I love, man. And I would love to see those magazines if you ever come across them. And
I'm gonna message her and try to
those
get stuff.
with,
Yeah.
with me.
But they're probably
and,
safer in Arizona with the no humidity than where you're at.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a great pick. I actually watched parts of this last night.
Mm.
I don't know. I don't know that I've ever finished this or Lords of Dogtown. But I have Lords of Dogtown. Like I own it, and
Yeah.
and then this one, the Dogtown Z Boys, is more documentary side. It's a great movie. It's Stacy Peralta again, man, and
He showed up a lot tonight.
and here's the cool thing: love a good narrator, Sean Penn.
Sean Penn, Spicoli.
Yes, Spicoli does a little narration for it. I watched the beginnings of it. They were talking about. I was watching it last night. It said we didn't really know it then, but we were in the beginning of a movie or something like that.
Yeah.
And like that was kind of it's one of those things you write messages on, like sermons, right? Like you were in the midst of a revolution, something that was just about, and you were there, and you didn't even know it was about to just go the way it went. And it has died down probably over the last 15 years because of probably phones, to be honest. People just don't go outside anymore. But 80s, 90s, late 70s, all of 80s, most of the 90s, and into the 2000s. This was a whole like world, right?
Oh, yeah.
And the music, the clothes. I mean, you talk about the clothes, right? Bands and Jinkos and all those crazy things that came out of the skateboard culture. And it's just really amazing to look back at. And it's such a cool moment that it wasn't going to be on my mountain today, but I had a feeling it was going to be mentioned today. Z Boys. Yep. Awesome.
Have you seen this one, Peter?
Oh yeah, I rented it from. I never purchased it, but I rented it from either Blockbuster or Movie Gallery. Probably 2 or 3 times. I watched it a bunch when it was first available, but then Lords of Dogtown came out, and I was like, oh, the dramatization is kind of more fun. I wasn't really big into documentary when I was younger.
Right. There's a core memory etched in my brain of watching this with my dad and my dad getting emotional watching this because it's like, this is literally like people were filming this stuff. Like I was here. This was like, just one of those really cool moments like that. I'm actually messaging my aunt right now to see if she's got pictures. So maybe she can in real time give one and I'll put one up before we close out tonight. We'll see.
That would be so cool.
Yeah.
What a great connection to that whole movement, that whole world. Because like for me, growing up in Southern California, my mom was from like Long Beach area, and so she was a skater, and so I grew up skateboarding. Like I had my first skateboard when I was like 4. So I've always had a skateboard in my life, and so that's part of the reason I always pick extreme sports whenever I do something like this, is because it's just been a part of who I am growing up so much. And so to have that connection where you're like, yeah, my dad skated with these guys. I have, he has stories, they have pictures together. My closest story is that my local skate park in San Diego had a sign that said Tony Hawk presented by Borders on this date. And so I showed up and they're like, oh no, he's at Borders, the bookstore. And I was like, well, I guess I'll just skate instead. Like that's my closest connection to the big names. But to have that with your dad, Andy, that's really cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And Andy, you didn't really get a chance to see any of that because y'all moved it like.
Yeah, I mean, I like I was saying before we filmed, I was in California for like 2 weeks of my life. So I mean, I don't even know any of that. But I've visited since. Like we've gone back there quite a few times.
I was going to ask that, Andy. How much family do you have back there?
Some still in Cali, but they're still all kind of West Coast or Western, whatever. Like some's in Arizona, some's up in Washington.
I've got.
So they're still, and then I got a lot in Cali still, but yeah.
I got quite a bit of my mom's side, kind of still over that way. In the more Sacramento area.
Nice.
more northern side of California. But there were my parents' old neighbors moved to Los Angeles, so we went and visited them. I went to Disneyland, went to Knott's Berry Farm, and did a whole bunch of stuff over there. That's when I went and saw the Angels play that
Knott's
year.
Berry Farm. Yeah, I've been there before.
Yeah,
Knott's
that's
is
when I went
the
and saw
better
the
part.
Angels Yankees game. Andy was when I was with them,
I
and
went to an Angels Twins game, and the Twins destroyed.
well, that
I remember it was
Angels
like 12-2.
game,
I
my
still
favorite
remember.
game I've ever been to because Don Mattingly basically hit. It wasn't a walk off. He hit it in the top half of the ninth, and then they held him. But it was this 2001 hit. I remember that tremendously. But yeah, I was there for that. But all right, well, yeah, this kind of knew this was going to be there. Kind of knew it was going to be there. But look, it's going to be my turn, and I'm going 1991, man. It's probably the highest ranked movie on my list. It is rated R, 2 hours and 2 minutes, action thriller. And I couldn't go all night long without having a Gary Busey signing. I'm going with the best extreme sports movie in Point Break. And the 80s, the early 90s version. Not the remake, and the remake's not bad, but you know how those things go. But Keanu Reeves, Patrick Swayze, Lori Petty, Gary Busey, and can we talk about it? Red Hot Chili Peppers, Anthony
Kiedis. Give it away.
Listen, and then this guy always scared the crud out of me when I was a kid. Vincent Klin, the guy from Cyborg with the weird eyes. Yeah, he's in there. This is a cool movie. Like, if you haven't seen this movie, essentially, Johnny Utah, the FBI agent or whatever, he goes undercover with these extreme sports guys, finds out they're like robbing banks, and it's another heist movie. And we talked about crime movies the other day, and this was a heist movie that I was thinking about putting on there. I brought it out in the Benjis, but definitely Point Break, man. Point Break is a movie. It's so rewatchable to me. I love it. I love the ending. If you haven't seen it, I'm sorry. It's what is this? 34 years old.
Yeah.
But Patrick Swayze basically is like, man, I've got to do this. Like, it is the greatest wave in the history of waves, and Keanu Reeves kind of turns his head on him and lets him kind of go and do that. But they're robbing banks. They're robbing banks as the presidents, right? And so it's perfect little softball pitch. But yeah, I'm going Point Break, man. Point Break. This is like a classic, like late '80s, early '90s role for me tonight. Like, I'm just a sweet spot. I could watch all four of these movies back to back and just be the happiest 10-year-old ever. So, going Point Break.
Yeah.
I would have been 13. No, I would have been 12 going on 13 when this movie came out.
Nice.
So, I didn't give the stats. I did say it was the highest that I had. 7.3 IMDb, 70% Rotten Tomatoes, 60 Metacritic, 85% love the acting. Yeah, this movie came out July 12th, so it would have been right before my birthday. I would have been 12. Yeah, awesome.
Yep.
Hey,
Great.
Jesus in the house, even over the summer, stopping in.
This was a Benjamin too. So 3 Benjamins gone tonight. I still got a list here, so I think I'm good. But yeah, this is a great movie. This is when I typed in extreme sports movies. Point Break was on every list up there.
Luna, I'm sorry, not Luna. Luna's mom, Genesis. It's okay. Thanks for being here. I hope your summer is great, and hope you enjoy it. So yeah, Dusty said that's the first one he posted in the chat. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, so let's finish this thing off like we always do. And first off, you want to say anything about Point Break, Peter, while I'm pulling it up?
I've never seen it.
Whoa, nice.
It's rated R, and so growing up, like rated R was like the worst possible like rating. Like, so I had never even been exposed to it to know that it existed to watch it as an adult.
Well, I will say this.
Put it on my list.
as a kid, I had a TV in my room with full cable, and my parents did not parent very well, which led to many problems. And now we will watch our movies, but I will kind of circumvent them and make sure that the
Mm-hmm.
sex is down, and that there's not a whole lot of F-bombs and things like that. But if it's just violence, shooting, somebody dies, it's kind of real life for me. Not like it's going to happen in their front yard, but it is worth a conversation. So when it happens and the movie's over, whatever, I usually have a conversation with my kids. What do you think about that? Like bank robberies, things like that. Now the sexual side of thing, I'm a no-go usually on that. I'm fast forwarding, hit the button, the clicker,
Right.
because I struggled with those things back in the day. So I'm not doing that at all. And that was pre-Jesus. That was BC. So yeah, I agree. But now that you're older and you have control of your clicker there, this is a good one. Go watch.
I'll check it out.
So let's do the All About the Benjamins. All About the Benjamins is our second segment. It is our honorable mentions. Let's do this before we get to talk. So All About the Benjamins is our second game. This is how we finish off the show every week, and it's basically just trying to say what missed the mountain. Now, Peter, you might not know this, but something that we kind of learned in the beginning of doing this, and it might not be true, and it's okay if it's not, but we stuck with it, and it's fun. Benjamin Franklin apparently was the head that just missed the mountain. That he was considered to be the fifth guy at it way back then, which is funny because he wasn't a president, but apparently they were okay with that. And so we call the Benjamins what just missed your mountain. Like, you have 4 picks today. There's some that just missed. Now, here's the key. We're not going to mention anything that's already been mentioned today. And if you mention it, we can't mention it. So it's kind of like a game. You and Andy are probably going to step in each other's pool over there. So if you know something that Andy's going to want, you might want to jump on it quickly because he gets 2 more picks before your next one. Because what happens is
That's
you,
true.
Andy, me, and then me, Andy, you, and then you, Andy, me, and then me, Andy, you. You get last pick. It's kind of like fantasy football draft. So if you have some obscure ones, some deep reaches, some Cars or Gladiator that nobody's going to say tonight,
Right.
you might want to save those. And then anything else, you are available. So you're up first. What just missed your mouth?
Don't say it.
First one, Rad.
Okay. All right. Good. That's a good.
That's one of mine.
I know. I
Took
put it in
one.
the chat earlier, and I was like, I have to take that. That's mine. Listen, Rad, I found it in Blockbuster one day. My friends and I, and we went to Blockbuster all the time because it was within bike riding distance from our house, and we would go and rent movies because that's what you do, and video games. But we were going down the action aisle, and we saw the cover for Rad. And if you've never seen the cover for Rad, you need to check it out. Hold on.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Wow.
This
Yeah.
is the cover of for Rad. It's a guy doing BMX, and then this is the.
What do you
sheet
have
music.
that printed on?
It's
Is that a
it's
music sheet?
Yeah, it's sheet music for the song "Send Me an Angel," which is
Oh,
by all intents and purposes the theme song for Rad.
That's
friend-
amazing.
My friend Chris of Midlife Crisis Media, he got this for me
That is
at the
amazing.
convention.
Send Me an Angel is so 80s, bro.
And
I-
also, if you didn't know already, let's see if we can see Aunt Becky from Full House is the female
Yeah,
Yeah.
protagonist in this movie.
Lori Loughlin.
Lori Loughlin.
Dude, this
Nice.
this was number 6 on my mountain. I was taking this on the turn. I was taking this on the turn.
Yeah. Fantastic film.
Yeah, good pick. But I've already inserted the other one that I knew. Okay, which was at 9, so it's moving on up. Andy,
Yeah.
you're up.
All right. Well, I thought you were going to go here because we've talked about some of these Disney originals. I can't not talk about Johnny Tsunami.
Heck yeah,
Johnny
dude.
Tsunami's got to get picked, man. Surfer
That was the
becomes
other
a
one that was
snowboarder.
mentioned when it said Brink. It said Airborne and Johnny Tsunami.
Johnny Tsunami's great.
so
62%
good.
Rotten Tomatoes. Again, it's another not critic one. I think maybe because it was made for TV, critics didn't whatever. But yeah, Johnny Tsunami has to be picked. Surfer turned snowboarder. Great. Disney is great with like these like I want to be in the room where they're writing these originals. What conversations we're having, because this is such a random. But yeah, Johnny Tsunami, got to go with that one.
So Johnny Tsunami. Yeah, I don't know that I've even seen this movie
Dude,
until.
You gotta watch
Do
it,
it.
man.
It's so good.
Is it good? Is it good? It kind of looks
No,
like
It's like
Surf
skiers
Tank.
versus snowboarders, and they're like
Turf
go to the-
war with yeah.
the
it's
skiers
fun.
all go to the preppy school and the boarders all go to the public school, and so like all the skiers are like we know we ride the mountain and we don't want your dirty filthy public school boarders on here. And the boarders are all like, yo bro, let's just shred.
Yeah, shred the gnar, baby. Yeah, so I'm Johnny Tsunami. Go watch that one for sure.
Oh, so good.
All right. Well, I'm going with probably my newest movie on the list. No, hold on. Yeah, I'm going to go with it now because it might be picked. It's my newest movie on the list, and I love this movie. Going with our boy from where am I? Home Improvement. Yeah, that's it. Motocrossed, 2001. 2001 G movie. There it is. Another Disney special. That's the one.
That's a Disney Channel
figured
original,
you
isn't
guys
it?
were gonna jump on. Motocross. That's the only one that I really knew in that whole list of things. But I love this movie.
76
When
on
I watched
Rotten.
it, I used to watch this with McKenna, my oldest. She loved it because the boys were in that movie. Anyways, and then I'm gonna come with, this is an obscure one. I probably could save this one till later, but I don't want to because I love this movie. Andy, we've talked about it. I love dystopian movies, and this is the one dystopian type movie that can kind of fit in this range that isn't Hunger Games, right? But I'm going with a movie called Turbo Kid, and the whole premise of this movie is it's the end of the world, and this kid rides his bike all over, and he fight. It's like a freaking video game. I love this movie. It's such a nerd out when I watch it. They got this guy with like this metal crazy mask on. The whole movie is him doing like tricks on his BMX bike.
Nice.
Turbo Kid. This movie is so fun. I watched it on Netflix probably, I don't know, 8 years ago. It's probably even newer than, it's probably the newest movie on my list. Yeah, 2015. So when it first came out, and it's so it is so like Tank Girl, right? It's so fun. I love this movie. So Turbo Kid is where I'm gonna go next.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going
And
really
by the way, that's my highest ranked movie, 91%. 91%.
nice. Hey, let's just say PNX World is in the house and the same love.
PNX, hey, we got to pick a topic, PNX. PNX is with Owazram, and we got to pick a topic for your show and get this thing rolling. Not to be
confused with Turbo Man.
Turbo Man. No, Turbo Kid, 2015. This movie's not even rated. Science fiction action movie.
I'm going to go so obscure with my next movie that it doesn't even have a listing on Rotten Tomatoes. Not only is it not rated, but you can't find it on Rotten Tomatoes. I just mentioned that Disney cornered the market on the made-for-TV movies. Nick tried it some, and I'm going with my favorite of the extreme sports just realm, Nickelodeon, Rocket Power Race Across New Zealand.
Nice.
Yeah.
This made-for-TV movie, 2002, was fantastic, right? They go to the junior Wakikamakua games or whatever it is, something like that. And it's just everything great about early 2000s Rocket Power, which was a very highly slept on show as far as like in the nostalgia realm talk about it. But I actually went back and watched some of it. Dude, it's a good show.
I just
Like
showed my
Rocket-
kids some Rocket Power a couple weeks ago, and then they're like, "Hey, can we watch some more?"
It's it holds up well, I think, like for kids now. So it's I was honestly sleeping on it when because when I talk nostalgia, Nick, I'm always Doug, Hey Arnold, Real Monsters, Rugrats, that kind of stuff. But dude, Rocket Power, Squid, like so good. And so I'm going Rocket Power, Race Across New Zealand.
Nice choice.
Yeah.
So it's my turn, yeah?
So you get back-to-back picks now. Back-to-back picks.
Nice. So I am going to pick a film that came out in the year of our Lord. I can't even type.
Way to stall. It was a good year. It was definitely.
When did it come out? In 2002.
Okay.
And this has Kate Bosworth in it. And it has a Rotten Tomato score of 62%, so it's not horrible. And that is Blue Crush.
Blue Crush.
Oh,
I can't believe it made it here.
It made it all the way to the Benjamins. I don't own this film anymore because I'm married, and my wife was like, "What if we have daughters? Do you want them to watch this movie?" And I was like, "Not really." But there's a part of me that's just like, there's a good story in it, but also the acting's really not good.
We know why this movie was.
We're all there for the surfing.
We know what sold.
I will
this
tell you
movie.
this. This is a wow. Oh, never mind. Michelle Rodriguez, for whatever reason, I had a huge crush on her when I was younger, and especially like Fast and the Furious and all of that. And she was in this. I love this movie. This was going to be my 8th pick. So I'm out 2 bennies, and I've got some others to fill in, but I'm out 2 bennies. Good pick. So you went Blue Crush. Now what's next?
So before I do my next pick.
Wait, hold on a second. So PNX, thanks for being here and hanging around. I guess you're leaving for California on Saturday. Wow. So you're going out
and flying with a 2-year-old.
She loves Rocket Power. Hey, it's good to always have you guys in the chat. PNX, we love you guys so much. Thanks for being here. Just wanted to make sure I shouted y'all out again. You ever to go follow PNX? Great up and coming video game channel. If you're not following PNX, you are missing out. Pammy and Javi, they're so awesome. Now, what were you gonna say, Peter?
Oh, I was gonna say it's our goal here is my goal to knock out Andy's options.
It can be a goal.
It can be.
It doesn't have.
It doesn't have to be.
It's like fantasy football picks, right?
It is, and you have every right to take that route.
So here's the thing. You can look at it in 2 ways. If Andy picks your pick, then you get another pick and you get to say more of your list, or you want your best pick. Because at the end of the day, what's going to happen is there's going to be 3. We're going to vote on this on Instagram, and when people go and look at your list of 8, you want it to be the best 8 possible. And so you two are very close. So if we got people like you guys coming, y'all are going to beat me because I'm in an older side. But you're wanting your list to be better than his, honestly. So if it's how you look at it.
With that in mind, I'm going to have to go with Lords of Dogtown.
Okay, well, and that's okay. That's good.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to pick it because I did the documentary side.
I wasn't sure if you were going to pick both or not. So I was like, I really like that movie. So I'm going to have
great. It's really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Good pick. Yeah. So to say, I'm good with that. I had it on like a long list in the case of like every one of my Benjamins was taken, but yeah, I mean, for the same reasons as the documentary, just in a cinematic
version.
Yeah, different kind of version. But yeah, great pick. All right, so I'm next. Man, what do I want to do here? I'm gonna do it. This is an extreme sport. It's one of those sports that, like, dude, if I were to have done this, it takes a special kind of person to do it. It's also a campy, fun comedy from the 80s. That's, or I think, let me get the exact year here. And no, I'm sorry. Wow, I was way off. 1993. But, just everything in the 90s, early 90s was the 80s, essentially. 1993. I'm going to say the actor, and you're going to go there. John Candy. Cool Runnings. We got to
Nice.
take Cool Runnings. That dude, bobsleigh is an extreme sport, man. Like if something messes up on that, you're dead. So
Sanka, you dead?
No, no.
So yeah, Jamaican bobslayers. What a great concept of a movie, and you throw John Candy in there too, and have a lot of fun with
Yeah.
it. We're gonna go Cool Runnings.
And what a
And
good message.
part of that
too,
was
man.
So
I was
I'm
trying to
wanting
hold
Cool
it from
Runnings,
Kirk.
and one of the things for me not doing Cool Runnings is one of my favorite movies of all time. Super quotable, one of the funniest movies ever. But I kind of put the racing thing in there,
Right.
kind of cover this one as well. But
Also, music by Hans Zimmer. So what a
That's because he was
heavy.
in Disney's
all right,
pocket.
so I get
he
I
just
get
did
two
Lion
picks
King.
to finish my mountain off. I'm gonna go with another Tony Hawk movie, but he hates this one, and
The
this
cartoon.
one he skated against Josh Brolin, which is Thanos. I'm going with
Oh, yeah.
Thrashing.
Thrashing.
Thrashing was I think it was 1986, 71%. And there's a video out there. I watched it like earlier. It says Tony Hawk and Josh Brolin hate thrashing, but they're both in this. I think I remember, if I remember correctly, Tony Hawk was like the pool guy. But this movie also came out on my birthday, but I was 8. August 29th, man, big day, man, big day. And I'm gonna finish mine off. Gosh, yeah, I'm gonna do it because I love it. I absolutely love it. Absolute PNX. So somebody mentioned in the chat, I think it was probably Christian Gamer. I think you're the one that said it. This is super campy. This is like what action movies are made of. This is like the Expendables of extreme sports. I'm going with Triple X.
Yeah.
So, and look, it was off my mountain, but you took these two right here would have been Blue Crush and would have been
Rad.
Rad, right?
Yeah.
So Triple X, love this movie. I even love Triple X 2. There was a pocket window of time with Fast and the Furious, Pitch Black, Man Apart, where Vin Diesel was like Mr. Hollywood. So I'm going with Triple X. So which one with Tony Hawk? So Tony Hawk was in he was in Thrasher and he was in Gleaming the Cube. And I had both of those. So yeah, and Stacy Peralta was in Gleaming the Cube, Lords of Dogtown, and what was the other one you mentioned, Andy?
Dogtown Z Boys.
Yeah, Dogtown. Yeah.
Right, no, but there was another one he was in. Dogtown and Z Boys. Anyways, so Stacy Peralta was in a bunch.
Peralta's been in a lot today. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in Riding Giants.
Riding Giants.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme. Let's go! It's bobsled time. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So my last pick is the most controversial, but it's a Benjamin, so it's whatever. It's not an extreme sport movie, but there's an extreme sport in the movie, and it's not real, but it's kind of real, but it's not real in the sense that it's shown in the movie. I'm going with pod racing and Star Wars Phantom Menace.
I was wondering if you were going to do that.
I had to do the Phantom Menace, man.
I had you more pegged for dodgeball at the end.
Yeah,
But-
I think that pod racing is a little bit more extreme than throwing a rubber ball at other people. But yeah, it's a highlight of the movie for me. They made a video game just on that part of the movie, which just says a lot about it. Star Wars: The Phantom Menace, just for pod racing purposes. It's my last Benjamin. You guys
I
can
love it.
think about it.
Mr. Controversy.
It was talked about in the chat too earlier.
Andrew.
It
So
was. Yeah.
I'm just trying to get Derek's vote tomorrow. That's really all I'm trying to do.
You
I'm
got
taking
Derek's
everything
vote. You got Derek's vote.
You're gonna get Hunter's vote too.
Yeah, there you go. I got two right there. I'm
Yes,
stacking
Joe.
them. I'm the man of the
Triple X is
people.
Vin
I'm the man of
Diesel.
the people.
Where he's the he's like a secret
He's a-
agent. That
Well, he's
does-
an action sports star turned
Yeah.
secret agent.
Yeah. So, all right, Peter, finish this thing off. Pod racing and Blitzball. Yeah, Blitzball are my top 2 fictional sports. I
Nice.
love Blitzball. Now go ahead.
So to close out my mountain, I'm gonna go with a film that does not directly have any extreme sports in it. However, all of the animation for this character was based off of skateboarding, rollerblading, and snowboarding, and the way that they navigate different terrain. They use the movements, and you can see it in the animation of this character, and that's Tarzan, the Disney version.
Wow. That's the most. Yeah. Wow.
Peter, you are welcome back. You're welcome, dude.
It's a fantastic movie, and when they did all the
Go ahead,
commercials
Andy.
for
Tell
it,
them what you think about Tarzan, because we all know you're going to say it.
I'll say
Oh.
Tarzan is the greatest soundtrack of all time.
oh,
Yes.
it's so good.
There's no debate about it.
What greatest Disney soundtrack of all time?
Greatest soundtrack. You must have misheard me. It's
I
the
didn't
greatest
mishear you.
soundtrack of all
I didn't
time.
miss it.
I mean, dude, that song from front to finish is just
Yeah, Phil
an
Collins.
absolute. I love the meme that's like, all right, Disney's talking to Phil Collins, like, all right, it's just a movie about a guy raised by apes. This doesn't have to be crazy. And then it's, I want to know, can you show me? Like, there was no need for it to be that good.
There was no need.
But
All right.
shoo-ba-doo, doo-ba-doo, shoo-ba-doo. Oh
That's
my
what Backstreet Boys too. You know that
Dude.
song.
One of our songs in our wedding was "You'll Be in My Heart." I cry every time I hear that song.
That song. Ooh, I tried playing it for my girls. I play a guitar for my girls every night for bed, and I was like, "Oh, I could make it through this song." Nope, not even.
No, you can't. It's immediate emotions. That's
Yeah.
such a good song.
All right, well let's nice Easter egg there. Yeah. So you're Peter, you fit right in. Thank you for being here. Let's book another time. Let's figure out music.
Oh yeah,
maybe.
absolutely.
So let me just share with everybody out there. Hunter showed. Welcome to the show. If you guys want to be on the show and be a part, let me know. You can definitely come on. Maybe you can come on next time Peter comes on, because it sounds like you guys are buds.
Well, Hunter's my little brother.
Let me tell you what we got coming up over the next few weeks. We did have our friend Isaac in the chat earlier, and Isaac requested to skip out next week, and we added in our boys Fox and Javier. Javier was on the show about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and we don't have a topic yet. That was a good topic mentioned earlier. There will be some out there. I am the person beyond your brother. I am a person beyond your brother. Sort of.
Oh,
Okay.
because I said he's my little brother. He's like, no,
I had to read it.
Not
I
just
had to
your
like
brother.
read it again. I sang that song to my kid when my wife was pregnant, and as soon as he was born, I absolutely loved Tarzan. I
Yes.
still sing "You'll Be in My Heart."
Yes,
it's
right
great.
here.
You should listen to the punk rock version. Dude, Andy, isn't that what you sent me the other day? Like not long back?
Yeah, so they just put out, for whatever reason, because the world felt like it needed another pop punk version of Disney's, which I'm not complaining about. I thought it was amazing, but it like just came out of nowhere.
They're like a
Like
year
Simple
ago.
Plan was doing music, and I think Boys Like Girls does "You'll Be in My Heart," if I'm not mistaken, or something. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up. It's so good. If you haven't listened to it yet, it's crazy.
Nice. So
Yeah, it's Boys Like Girls. There you go. "You'll Be in My Heart" came out last year. It's called "A Whole New Sound" is the album, and it's a bunch of like pop punk bands like way past their prime doing.
hey PCG, thank you for that awesome guest. Yeah, he's awesome.
Oh,
Definitely.
thank you, PCG.
And dude, I love the whole new sound. Yes. So let me tell you what's up. Next week we'll figure that out. I guess we'll try and figure that out tomorrow, Andy, what the next topic is. But we're gonna have to change the topic because Isaac, he had some personal things he had to step out. And that's okay, man. We are okay with that. And just a great community of people that wanted to jump in. 2 weeks from now, we have some friends of ours called Pop Culture Pastor. If you haven't followed these guys are hilarious. They're amazing. They do a podcast about pop culture. They're going to talk about athletes who act, top 4 athletes that act. So a lot of wrestlers, a lot of football players, anybody
Mike
that you've seen
Tyson.
out there that are athletes. And then in 3 weeks,
Let me just can I just interject for a second? Can we talk about O.J. Simpson in that episode? Is it okay to do that? I mean,
if he's on your mountain, sure.
I'm not saying
Yeah,
he
if you're
is,
gonna
but I'm
put
just,
him on
saying,
your
I'm just trying to
mountain.
get some ground rules because what can we? I was like, can we talk about Chris Benoit when we talk about wrestling? You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Are we there yet?
Yeah, I'm talking about Chris Benoit when we talk about wrestling.
the question is, Andy, what's your criteria?
Yeah,
And is
there
it
you
on
go.
your mountain?
Yep.
Yeah, well,
So
OJ,
then
watch out, that
in
stuff
2
will kill you.
weeks, we're gonna do Batman movies with
Ooh.
Jeff and Alex, and then we're gonna finish off the month training montages with Ira Retro Gaming Dad and Dusty Flotilla. If the mount don't fit, then quit. That's
Perfect.
hilarious.
Perfect.
Genesis,
I just watched that documentary
thanks for
too.
hanging out, Genesis. Later. And then we're jumping into nostalgia. Now, nostalgia, we don't have all topics yet, but childhood games is out there. We have to pick one with Arkansas Picker and MSX Retro. Pammy and Owazram, we got to pick a topic for you. Nathan Marchand and Cellcast is coming on, which we're going to be on Cellcast show tomorrow. They're going to do something in the kaiju world. Nerd Cave Retro is coming on. That's Jay Funktastic, Dare Diamond. He don't have a topic yet. Russ Lyman and the Weekly War Pipe guys are coming on. Hopefully
Nice.
we do. This is what I'm pitching to them. They haven't answered yet. Video game box art. Video game box art. Then we have Ferdbird the Nerd, Rebel War Pig, which is Lance, and Todd Jackson. They're going to come on with Dream Collectible Grails. So things that you want to collect as a kid, like what would be the 4 grails that you would want of
Ooh.
toys or whatever. And then we're going to finish off nostalgia with Colin from Canada, and he's going to do retro TV dads. So that's going to finish nostalgia, and then we already got guys booked for sports. If you want to be on the channel, we would love to have you guys on the channel, be a part of this. Go follow. All the stuff's been scrolling at the bottom. This is how our community rolls all the time. We love our community. We love the people in the chat. We love the people around. We usually have anywhere from 10 to 40 people hanging out, depending on the topic. And we're just so appreciative of who can come by and who can stop in. And we love you guys. Thank you so much for making this. We're almost to that 1,400 mark. And we're about to hit 1,500 on Instagram, Andy. I think we're like 3 away. So go and hit that Instagram. Get us to 1,500 today. Oh, by the way, if you're out there, go to our Facebook. We're close to 1,000 on both of them. You can share with all your friends a group or a type if you want to. You don't have to. It doesn't. But it'd be cool to get to 1,000 on those two. But Andy, it's been such a fun ride, and Peter, you're great. Peter, before we head out, thank you so much. Tell the people that are still left what's about your channel, what you got coming up next, what's the next competition, maybe whatever you want to share.
Oh man, I don't know if I can reveal the next competition. We're still 2 days out from the first of the month, or 3 days out from the first of the month.
You don't have to. You don't have to. Whatever you want to share.
I'll give one clue for the next competition for the month of June. It's going to be a little more relaxing, a little bit more laid back.
Okay.
You might
Echo the Dolphin.
Yeah, no, that's. Have you played that game?
Yeah.
We talk about it quite often.
Yeah,
Oh.
actually, our buds in Culture Box Retro Rewind podcast. He's going through the Genesis. The what do they call that? The uploaded Genesis, like when you buy the Super Nintendo, they have like 50 games on it or whatever.
Oh, the mini classic.
The mini classic, yeah. So he's going
Yeah.
through the mini classic Genesis now. He's done the Super Nintendo one already, and I think he did another one. But he's going through every single game that's in that and beating it. And
Nice.
he's allowing the people to pick, and Echo won. So he's going to do Echo now.
Is
like-
Echo a winnable game? Is there an end of that game? What do you do in that game?
He
All
doesn't
I
really.
remember as a kid is that I got the dolphin to jump out of the water and then back in the water, and I said, "Hey, don't you have X-Men?" And we took Echo out and put X-Men in.
So Peter, you need a roulette night again soon.
Yeah,
What's
so
that about?
I used to. So lately, my streams have been a series. So like right now, I'm working through the Sly Cooper games. Except
Which is a fun
this coming Monday, which is the 2nd of June, I will say this because I would like you guys to come and hang out and check it out. This is the first time I'm actually announcing the game. I will be playing The Lion King on Super Nintendo.
Nice.
Because 7 years ago, my friend Captain Algebra had his first live stream. It was his first request-based live stream, and he asked for requests, and I said, play Lion King. Just he had no idea what he was getting into, and for 5 hours, my friend Cap, he battled through that game, and he finally beat it after 5 hours. And so, as it, statute of limitations is about 7 years, and so I decided, you know what, it's been 7 years. I need to play this game in solidarity with my friend. So I will be playing this coming Monday, June 2nd, 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll be playing Lion King on Super Nintendo. So if you guys are up late and you want to watch me just get wrecked, because that game is no joke, come hang out. And that's at Waves and Games. Thank you for sharing, Hunter.
Here's a fun little part. Francisco played Lion King like second out of the box on that Sega system and had to beat it. He has to beat the game before he moves to the next one. So I think he's on like, I don't know, game 10 or 11 now. The last one he just beat was Sonic 2. Sonic 2.
That's a solid game. I love Sonic 2.
Anyways, so everybody, Waves and Games, go follow. 14 people in the chat. We're at 25 likes. If you haven't already hit the like, that is like the best thing. When we have a high amount of likes, that's what gets us out after the live goes off. If you're hanging around, show up tomorrow at the Instagram. Andy, I might go live tomorrow. I'm off. Maybe do a hangout. But we're going live tomorrow night on Cellcast. So I don't know that I will. We're going to probably be really busy. Depends on what time I get up. But yeah, man, thanks for coming, Peter. If you want to join in with us again, you're always welcome over there in the chat. And
of course,
we'd love to have you. And don't be a stranger. And you go live on Mondays. So I'm always free on Mondays. I'm setting the bell. I'm going to make sure I have the bell marked for you. Some people I do, some people I don't, and I definitely.
I feel really honored, then.
Dude, 467. That's criminal. Guys, go and follow and like his page. Yeah, I already had the bell. I already got the bell. So, anyways,
I just did a bell for you too. I was
just in the chat, not back on the show. Awesome. So, Andy, I think it's time to bid everyone adieu. Tell everybody good night. Thank you guys, everybody. We'll see you guys at the convention. See you all summer, hanging out, doing all the deals. But it's time to go home.
Yes.
Oh, I will say before we head out that if you guys are anyone's in the St. Louis, Missouri area, the last weekend of July, it's the 27th of July or 26th, I will be at Mo Game Con, just hanging out. I'm not like a guest or anything. I'm just going to be there. So come hang out.
So Mo Game Con. All right. I'm going to go follow that right now and get that on my radar. We will be in Kansas City in like 2 weeks. That's the closest I'm coming. 3 weeks. No. So that's it. Mo Game Con.
Oh, thanks, Play.
All right, Andy.
PCG, thank you.
Yeah. Appreciate everybody who joined in the chat. If you're still in here, all 15 of you, thank you guys. We love you. God loves you even more than we do. And we're going to say goodnight if we're ready to, like we always do. This is the Rushmore Show, where it's all about your top four.
And nothing more.
Peace out.